plugged in. Okay. And then Steam is ready to go. Go and send out those Discord pings a minute. That way I can go and close it. Okay. And then, yeah, let me go grab a snack real quick, because I forgot to eat lunch, and then we will go ahead and get started. And I'm back. Yes, we did last time because we started Adachi, remember? Here we go. Sorry, I had to grab snack. Like I said, I forgot to eat lunch. Sorry I'm late today. I was working on Persona 3 Phasmods, and as with modding, you step like 1 foot into it and you're like, oh, well, I probably want that mod. Oh, then I probably need this mod and that mod. Oh wait, there's a dependency here. Oh wait, that mod conflicts with another mod. And so I had a hard time, I just like lost track of time. And like, it took me a little bit to pull myself out of the, that cycle a minute. Anyway, hope everybody's having a good day and everything. Oh. Sorry, just dropped food. Alright. Yes, Bruce. Hello, Bruce. Let me go ahead and get the game started then a minute. Never left, really. Messages aren't showing up. You're right. That is weird. I can see them fine, but you're right that the chat isn't going. What if I hit refresh on it? Maybe I have to re-sign into that. Whatever. Should be fine. It's a different chat than it's on the main one with the game. If it's still not working when we get to that, and then I'll do something about it, but it should be fine. But yeah, no, I never really left Persona. Alright, see ya, Bruce. Good luck. Oh, we started Adachi last time. So we'll continue
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
Okay. Okay. So chapter 5. Hopefully we actually get some fighting, because so far all of Adachi's stuff has been reading. I'm sure in good shape, considering I never exercised while I was in jail. I wonder if it's thanks to that bland health food. As I climb to the top of the tower through the fog, I come to an open area. Looks like this is my goal. Looking up through the powerful winds, the gathered shadows swirl around the top of the tower, giving off a sinister power.
Oh, it's totally red. I wasn't ready for this.
Oh, jeez. Nope, that pun was just awful. I shake my head and look up at the cloud of shadows swirling around in the sky. The whirling storm sucks in one shadow after another, like a tornado. I gulp at the sight up close.
The things a brat can dream up are scary. Wouldn't stand a chance if you got swallowed up in this. I guess Show's scheme is a huge success so far.
In the middle of the red fog is a clear object the size of a person, giving off light as it floats. I see. So that's all the fragments he kept shaving off of the Persona users. The red-haired kid is sitting next to it. As I stay low and watch, it looks like he hasn't noticed me. These kids were tricked into helping him collect the Persona fragments under the guise of the P1 Climax. Well, after such an intense battle, staying alive is a bit impressive. I think they deserve some praise there.
It would be a problem if anyone died here, after all.
My goal here is to keep anyone from becoming a victim. That's all there is to it.
That's just something I can't allow. Sorry, but that's why I'm gonna have to gum up the works, by whatever means necessary.
I draw my pistol and aim at the red-haired young man through the fog. Show's looking up at the giant shadow with an expression of rapture. Maybe he's too busy with his new world. He's not even looking this way. That's convenient for me. I slowly thumb back the hammer on my revolver. People may not know this about me, but I'm actually pretty confident with my aim. I was always in the top of my class in pistol training at the academy. I take aim at the Persona fragment in front of Show. Well, maybe it's too big to be called a fragment now. If I can break that thing, Show's plan is done for. I've only got the one chance. That's okay. I can't miss from here. I concentrate and put my finger on the trigger.
What?
I hit it? I'm sure I got it, but the Persona fragment didn't break. The impact of the bullet was only strong enough to crack it slightly.
One shot wasn't enough.
I'll have to get another shot in. I quickly take aim at the crack in the crystal, but just when I'm about to pull the trigger.
Hey, Adachi. What the hell are you doing?
Ah, you found me. Frontal assault's the absolute last thing I wanted to do, but I guess that can't be helped now. I doubt he'd believe me if I told him my finger slipped.
Did I ever say I was going to cooperate with you? You goddamn son of a... I'll destroy you!
Well, Adachi is all about, like, being like, oh, man, this kind of sucks, isn't it? Man, you know, like, no, this is kind of boring. Like, Adachi is supposed to be kind of an average guy doing non-average things, you know? That's kind of the point, so...
Don't let me down.
Where are you aiming? My face!
Oh, by the way, I did keep the up difficulty, so the AI is actually somewhat intelligent now. So it may actually take me more than one attempt at some of these fights. That's kind of what I wanted. I'll probably turn up the difficulty again at some point here. Maybe when we go for the true ending of episode P4. Or sorry, episode P3. Dang. That was pretty close. I wish the game told you that you could up the difficulty. You have to, like, dig into the settings menu to find that.
Finally.
Probably would have done sooner if I had known.
How about this?
Or I wish started off at this difficulty, and then like it gave you the option to do what's basically easy difficulty with the original difficulty.
I'll get rid of you.
Shoot.
You won't hit me.
Why bother? Where are you sitting?
It's no use.
Okay, close again, but I won this time. Yeah, he does have a pretty good theme. I won. Much more like Sho just got tired of fighting and gave up. I was hurt pretty badly, but Sho must have used a lot of his stamina in that battle. I sit down on Sho's chest to keep him pinned.
You bastard. What's this about? Were you planning to betray me from the start? What an ungrateful little prick.
Sho glares at me, seething. Must be really pissed. I can feel him trembling under me.
Didn't I say? I told you I was gonna do whatever I want.
You cocky dipshit. Don't think that you've won. You must be seriously stupid to defy me. That's why you lost to them, you goddamn stupid moronic idiot!
Boy, you really are a child, aren't you, Show? What is that insult? You stupid moronic idiot. All this yapping has hurt my ears. There are times you have to call me a moron, you moron. I press the muzzle of my pistol against Show's jaw to shut him up.
You actually have the nerve to say that to me. You're the one who got all cocky and started a fighting tournament. Haven't you had your fun? Because there's no way a brat like you could control that kind of power.
I mean, he's not wrong.
You really should just say you're sorry to everyone and go back home like a good little boy, you know?
Shut up, shut up, shut up! The hell are you mocking me for? I'll kill you! Get off me! I can do this! What's wrong with doing things because I can? Want me to skewer you from your jaw straight through your skull?
Doing it because you can, huh? You know, watching you really irritates me.
It's like, God darn it. You're just like the old me, and that really ticks me off. It's like seeing myself last year. Seriously, it's irritating. Persona fragment is only a few meters away. I recocked my pistol while holding showdown. I take aim at the small target half hidden in the red fog. This'll end all of this. In the blink of an eye, my view flips upside down. Cho I'd pinned down just a moment ago is now sitting on top of me. Shoot, Cho's got that power too? I don't have any control of my own body. I just didn't lay on the ground like a rag doll. Cho's eyes glowed a burning red in his fury.
I'll kill you, Adachi. I'll crush you into pulp so no one will know what you even looked like!
The brat begins punching me in the face. I can taste blood from a cut lip. My head rocks with the impact of each hit. That's some power, he has. If I'm still thinking that, I still have some life in me.
You bastard! What are you thinking? You know how important this thing is! Are you trying to ruin my plan?
If he wanted to kill me, he could just pick up his sword and do me in with a single slash. Instead, he gets on top of me and starts pounding. Not letting me off so easy. Lucky for me, his rage is getting the better of him. Once a brat, always a brat. Sure, this hurts, but if my luck keeps up, I might just survive this.
That's what I said. I tried to destroy those persona fragments by striking when I saw the chance.
You worthless vermin. I knew you weren't worth shit. But to think you were biding your time for this. Well...
Oh, this isn't good. Things are going black. I don't even feel much pain anymore, and I'm on the verge of passing out. Don't they teach kids the meaning of the word moderation in schools anymore? At this rate, he might actually kill me.
You really pissed me off, you piece of shit. Well, you were nothing but trash. I was only planning to use
True.
from the start.
Yeah.
Ha!
Nearly black out after that intense blow. I managed to hang in there. Maybe he got tired of hitting me. Joe gets up, picks up his sword, and looks down at me mockingly.
Just for curiosity's sake, how are you planning to use me?
I think you're misunderstanding me. You know the whole taming business? I wasn't planning to rely on your knowledge to begin with, moron. All I need is your persona. I was gonna rip off your persona, turn it into a shadow, slam it into the gathered shadows, and presto! Adachi's part is done.
You'll turn my persona into a shadow and fuse it with the shadows he was collecting? I don't have a clue what he's talking about. As I lie there confused, Sho holds his stomach and laughs merrily.
Ooh, I love that stupid look on your face. It's so great. I'm gonna let you in on some more secrets. Seems like the power left in you interferes with the thing I'm planning to absorb. I guess that power beyond humanity clashes with each other? But when that happens, that thing won't be at its full strength. So if you think about it the other way around, using your power stops that thing from doing whatever it wants, and then I get to tame it!
So, in order to control the power he was going for, he has to counter it with even more power, huh? I think I see a flaw in that reasoning, but given that we are talking about a power surpassing the realm of man here, logic might be out the window.
Once everything was ready and I cut up the rest of them, I was gonna kill you slow. Still, I at least gave you the chance to have some fun, you piece of shit. I was gonna let your crap slide until I showed you the end of the world you never got to achieve. Why not? Right?
Don't think we're the same, you little brat.
Oh, right, we did see this. I think, MC is, like, hiding behind a pillar somewhere nearby.
What? What was that?
You think the whole world hates you just because someone didn't treat you right. You're nothing but a little kid throwing a tantrum. You know, I seriously hate this world. Don't put me in the same shoes as a half-assed brat like you. Please?
You're so finished, you bastard. I'll kill you just like you want.
Sure, I'm lame. Whatever. But you don't know yet, do you? Those guys don't play around. You better be prepared.
Die, you piece of shit.
Sho slowly unsheathes the sword and lays it across my throat. The touch of cold steel against my neck gives me goosebumps. This situation has gone foobar. If my own corpse ends up hanging from a telephone pole somewhere, it's going to make last year's case even more complicated. If that happens, all the work I've done will go down the drain. Not only will my rules be taken away from me, if the investigation to last year's case gets dropped, there'll be nothing left. That was the experience that defines who I am now. I can't let it all become a lie. The katana gleams red in the moonlight when Sho raises it high into the air. And then...
Stop it, Sho!
the impact I expect doesn't come. I slowly open my eyes, see Yukun holding Sho back.
You're early. Way to ruin the moment.
Yukun frowns, not understanding what's going on. He seems confused that Sho and I are at odds. It's not like I need him to sympathize with me. I don't need his pity. I don't want him to I don't want to be misunderstood either.
Just to be clear, I didn't do it for you guys. I just wanted to set things right for myself. I know, you're not that type of person.
A look of relief spreads across Yukun's face. Seriously, kid. You're a dope. If another crazy corpse shows up in that town, the investigation would have to start from scratch again. Thinking about that happening pisses me off. That's all.
You are such a know-it-all. It's not very attractive.
I try to mock him, but talking hurts too much. And thanks to Sho beating the crap out of me, everything's getting cloudy again. I've done this much on my own. It's your turn to stop him, team leader. I can't even say those words, but that's what I'm thinking. It's then that I lose consciousness. Okay. And that's like the halfway mark. I guess we'll get to see what happens to Adachi after, because he does kind of vanish after a certain point in the main like P4 plot line. So the first thing I see when I come to is Yukun fighting a giant monster. The creature is made up of countless shadows, moving as a giant whole, breathe in flames intense enough to scorch the entire world. That's what I'd call the end of the world.
Oh man, going up against a monster like that's gonna be impossible, even for you, Kun.
Situation looks bleak, but on a closer look, Yukun doesn't look like he's losing. Yeah, I'll just have to remember that I can actually damage it with persona moves. But that seems to be the only thing I can damage it with. In fact, he's positively overflowing with energy. Oh, it's beyond me where it's coming from. Could that be all that, well, what that bonds and friends stuff is about? Either way, he's dealing with the power that suppresses the realm of man. He's injured it, but without a way to deal a definitive end blow, the fight's at a stalemate.
Impossible! What power is this? How can one human's power alone be enough to best me?
Well, Black Friday sale's coming up again, right? Sometime next month, right? So.
Hinokagutsuchi.
That's what holds you
Or there's the
back.
Christmas sale, right?
The power I wield. The power we wield. It will never succumb to someone like you!
Silence, pest! I will not lose! I am stronger than anything!
You'll get a chance to pick it up again for like 30% off, I'm sure. And probably not even that too long from now. The monster lets out an immense roar and raises its humongous arm, aiming to destroy the ground Yukon is standing on. The tower isn't going to take much more abuse, but with all this shaking, not even a Persona user could survive a fall from here. He is seriously a pain in the ass.
Persona!
I quickly summoned my Persona, Magatsu Izanagi, and attacked the monster from behind while it's busy with Yukon. Rendered, Magatsu Izanagi. My Persona blade, covered in blackish red flames, strikes the monster's arm and knocks it away.
Adachi-san? What are you doing? I set everything up perfect for you, and you still didn't finish it off before I woke up.
Still, at this rate, there's no telling if he'll have the stamina to keep going. Monster might even make a comeback. But if I keep it distracted, there might be an opening to finish it off. Fine. I'll play along a
I
little.
can't let you take all the glory. Stay back and rest a while. You'll need to save your strength.
I know Yukon can be a space case sometimes. It looks like even he understands what I'm getting at. Bad kid. I allow myself a small smirk as I look at up at the giant body hanging down from the sky. The monster glares directly at me, its murderous intent piercing me like a gimlet. That's a new one.
Hey, how's it going? According to Shokun, the power left in me doesn't sit well with you, huh?
You imbecile! How dare you intrude and have the nerve to stand before me!
Giant body of its massive arms, that stern jaw, flames spewing along the entire length of it. Damn, that's scary. Yukon's gotta be a grade A moron to go and try and take this thing on. I don't think there's anything in the world I want to protect strong enough to face this thing. But you know, being this deep in the shit is kind of exciting. Fine, I'll take a stand. Not for anyone else. I stand for myself. I'm trembling, with the exhilaration building up in my heart, and the fear of what I'm about to do. But I can't hold back a sardonic grin as I shout up at the face in the sky.
An ugly sucker you are. Come at me. I'll play with ya.
Oh, that's a good start. Yeah, this is probably gonna take a couple tries. Partially because I don't know all of like what Adachi's combos are. We only fought like twice, I think, in this entire like twice in all of like Adachi's storyline. Black Friday for all stores. Usually, companies will do Black Friday deals. Specifically, Steam will often do that. It's just kind of a general trend. It's also a good time. The original reason why Black Friday is a thing is because they wanted to clear out stock before Christmas time. So it's a good chance to do that for a lot of companies and everything. So they'll do that even in other countries as well, just because it's a good opportunity to do so. It's like right towards the end of October, right? So that's like Well, that's fine if we lose. So what if... I guess there's the jump and why. I wonder if we can just do the same strategy we did with you. Or we just crouch and and dash backwards, apparently. Okay. It's hard to tell what attacks it's going to do. Spells aren't very good. Okay, so we got into that time. I think we have to change difficulty again. I mean, we can, but I'd rather try and spend some time. I'd rather spend some time figuring out Adachi's combos anyway in a minute. Yeah, I think this boss is well designed because it's not clear what you're supposed to do. And there's not like a lot of good feedback on what you're supposed to be doing. What you're supposed to be doing is also, you can't see what his attacks are, like, for half the stage. It's like... Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, the reaction timing on his attacks are pretty annoying. Although I should remember that you can block most of them. I think this is a big one, isn't it?
What a hack. You won't hit me, you won't hit me, you won't hit me. You won't hit me, you won't hit me, you won't hit me. You won't hit me, you won't hit me.
Yeah, okay.
Why? This can't be. You won't hit me, you won't hit me. You won't hit, you won't hit me, you won't hit me.
Thank
You won't hit, you won't hit, you won't hit, you won't hit me, you won't hit me. Here, come. Let's get going. You won't hit, you won't hit me.
I can't block that.
You won't hit, you won't hit me. You won't hit this.
Is there any way to dodge that attack? I don't think there is. I think you just have to attack him enough so he can't get that attack off. Okay, so you can block that attack at least. Ah, shoot.
You won't hit, you won't hit, you won't hit me. You won't hit me. You won't hit me. Knock him out.
Ah. Like, what am I supposed to do against that? Yeah, I know I can hold back to guard. I'm getting a little annoying now. But not all of its moves can be guarded either. And by the time I get over to him, it's not clear like what move he's going to do. Shoot. Am I supposed to hop backwards for that? I think I can. I think there's a way to hop backwards. Yeah. But, like, how else am I supposed to do damage to him? I can't even see, like, what attacks he's gonna do unless I'm close in. I know. Yeah, this boss definitely kind of sucks from a gameplay standpoint. And you have to beat it on all 3 rounds. So we'll have to beat him again one more time. Yeah, walking backwards there wasn't enough. Like, the camera needs to be farther back for this boss. Otherwise you can't, like, tell what he's doing.
Let's get to work.
Yeah, that guard can't be guarded against, and it's the whole screen. And yeah, see, like, what am I supposed to do there? I can't defend against that attack, and it just pulls you in. You can't walk away from it. You can't tell what attack he's going to do there until, like, you get close. Like, what? What is this boss design? It's so bad. Okay, you know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna turn the difficulty back down again. Because this is not worth it. This is just stupid.
I'll just support you.
Foolish son of a man. This will be the end of your
What happens if I turn on auto mode? Could the auto mode even beat this? What is the auto mode doing? It's jumping. Okay. Interesting. To be clear, I'm not doing this. This is the auto mode. I was just curious to see if it could even beat this. Or like what attacks it was doing. Yeah, even the auto can't beat it. Okay, great. Whatever. Yes, and...
game over.
We'll just turn the difficulty back down and then turn it back up afterwards. Let's turn it back down to normal. Yeah. Yeah, I think the problem is just that the camera zoomed too far in on the character, so it's impossible to tell like what he's gonna do half the time. Okay. I wonder if the crowd survived now.
Knock him out! Going on the attack. Yeah! Knock him out! Bye! You won't hit me! You won't hit me! You won't hit me! You won't hit me! Knock him out! You won't hit me! You won't hit me! Knock him out! You won't hit me! You won't hit me! You won't hit me!
Ah, that's dead. Okay. I feel like I did better that time, at least.
You won't hit me! 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 This keeps up with me. You won't hit me. You won't hit me. Let's get to work. Knock him out. Let's get to work. You won't hit me. You won't hit me. You won't hit me. Yeah, you won't hit me. Knock him out. You won't hit me. Let's get to work.
Probably dead. Nope. Okay.
You won't hit me. You won't hit me. You won't hit me. Yikes. Knock him out. Yeah. Break.
Lost. That's too bad.
And this is on normal.
You won't hit me. Knock him out. Let's get to work. You won't hit me. Knock him out. Let's get to work. Knock him out. You won't hit me. Let's get to work. Here. Knock him out. Here. Let's get to work. Knock him out. You won't hit me. Let's get to work.
I think we're doing damage.
You won't hit me. Here. Let's get to work. You won't hit me. Yeah, you won't hit me.
Ah. Even with the burst, I couldn't live that attack.
Ow! Why?
You won't hit. Knock him out. Let's get to work. You won't hit me. Knock him out. You won't hit me. Knock him out. Here. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. Here. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. Here. Let's get to work. You won't hit me. Knock him out. Knock him out.
I mean, that's doing damage to him, clearly. But
Knock him out. Let's get to work.
I mean, based off of the dialogue coming from you, it seems like I'm doing fine.
You won't hit. Here. Knock him out.
Okay. Jeez, Sophie, this boss is so stupid. That boss is so stupid. My body's so hot, I feel like I'm burning up. Just breathing hurts my worn out throat. While this relentless blaze scorches me. I think that's a bit of wrong grammar there. With the relentless blaze scorching me. Oh, okay, no, that makes sense. I'm half expecting to collapse into a pile of ashes at any moment.
I guess this is the best I can do with my powers.
I was thinking that maybe I could finish him off. I'm just too exhausted. It's all I can do to stand on my own 2 feet.
Such impudence from insignificant pests!
Yeah, I think if you pulled the camera out a bit, and so that you could always see the boss at all times, that would help a lot with it. There are a couple of attacks it does, like the one where it draws you in, or like the long-range beam attack, that I'm not sure how it works. And also the game doesn't really tell you how the game doesn't even tell you the fact that the only way to damage it is with your persona. And there's like no visible health bar. There's just a lot of poorly designed elements of this boss, in my opinion. Like, granted, I am bad at fighting games, but also, like, this boss is badly designed. But it looks like my efforts weren't for nothing. The giant monster gives a roar of pain from all the damage it took and recoils for a moment.
Adachi-san!
From a bit far away, Yukun is watching me with a look of surprise and bewilderment. It's not the same look he had last year when he confronted me in the TV. There's no hostility in his face, no caution in his eyes. I see nothing in his expression but concern for me. It's annoying.
Hey, what are you spacing out for? I don't have time to waste either. So let's hurry up and put an end to this. Right.
All right, now's our chance. I give Yukun the signal and he answers with a nod. A power I've never felt before begins boiling up from the depths of my body. The 2 Izanagis, one dark, one light, resonate. Our power merged together to become one giant force inside the 2 of us. I take that strength, revel in it for just a moment, and we unleash it all on Kagetsuchi.
Izanagi! Nagatsu Izanagi!
We were both given the same power, but his evolved it down a different path than mine had. I can tell it's only grown stronger since the last time I saw him, and while that power pulls at me, I can feel it squeezing me dry. The torrent of power becomes a giant sword that pierces no Kagetsuchi, and its body shatters into pieces.
It's over, Hino Kagutsuchi! Time for a monster like you to head on home!
It's too bad that wasn't animated. That would have looked very cool animated for the, like, Izanagi no Hokami, or the Izanagi fusion and everything, but oh well.
How could I fall to this drudgery of fans?
Gotcha. Yeah, you mentioned, like, I think Digital Devil Saga or something, right? Or Digital Devil Story, maybe? Are those 2 different things? I can't remember. As it screams its death cry. As it creams its death cry, yeah. The monster's body crumbles into bits. The flame coating its body flares up one last time.
Serves you right.
Now it's over. Tension that I had kept me wound so tightly reaches its breaking point and snaps. I can only briefly see the floor rushing up towards me as I collapse to the ground. And then everything is blackness. Okay, so that is 2 different things, yeah. Yeah, Saga is the, like, Final Fantasy 13 before Final Fantasy 13 was ever a thing. Kind of, game. My rules. Yeah, where did Adachi disappear to? When I come to, I'm lying face down in that part of the TV world where those old TV sets are stacked around like blocks. I don't remember how I got here after fighting that monster. But one thing's for sure, we annihilated that monster from the world, and there wasn't a single victim created by this entire incident. As long as that's a fact, I don't care about the rest. I've fulfilled my objective. I managed to sit up and look around. Shado's laying on his back on the floor, and Yukon is looking at me as if he wants to say something.
Adachi-san.
Man, what a pain. I had no intentions of seeing you guys ever again, you know?
I finally figured out why you came here, Adachi-san.
That kid talks like he knows me. Don't you go and making a relieved face like that. I purposely ignore him and walk over to Sho. I slap him on the cheek.
You took a pretty bad beating, too.
Sho opens his eyes slightly and groans in pain. Looks like he's awake, but he doesn't have the energy to move. The madness and intense murderous intent are both gone. All he does is breathe. Well, look at him looking like that. Looking at him like that, he's no different from your average kid. I remember when I was in the same condition as him. It reminds me of myself. Just a little.
That's why I told you, that power can't be controlled.
Is it all over?
I don't think it's all over yet. Those nosy kids pushed your reset button before it was too late.
When I look over at Yukon, his eyes go around in surprise. Oh, come on. You don't know it? No wonder he's enjoying his youth so much. He doesn't realize all the important things he's got going on around him. Idiot.
Well, that's fine with me. A kid should enjoy doing what he wants. Just don't drag me into it. But now's the only time you get to do that, you know? Once you go out into the real world, there's really nothing great about it.
Feels like me. A man consumed by power. He's still got plenty of chances to start over. He'll find that out, whether he likes it or not. The connection between people are also chains. They've brought me nothing but trouble. So I can understand why Sho would want to push that crap as far away from himself as possible. But the something is, once you start making connections with other people, they start winding their way around you before you notice it. Even when you're suffering from weakness and pain, they just don't hold back. But depending on how you handle it, it can create possibilities for you. In other words, whether you make use of these connections or let them go to waste is all on you. Plus,
In other words, you can't just run and hide in this world. It doesn't let you off the hook that easily. Well then, it's about time I head back. If your friends show up, they'll only start yapping about some annoying drivel again.
Adachi-san, you're going back, right?
What's that supposed to mean? Did you think I'd run away like in some Hollywood drama?
No, that's not what I meant.
I just want to do my time quietly. I really don't want to get wrapped up in something like this ever again.
I spit that at him as I stick my head into one of the TVs stacked up here. As I'm about to shove myself in the rest of the way, I hear a voice.
Please, wait!
The desperation in Yukon's voice startles me, and my heart skips a beat. I can't help but pull myself back out. Being caught off guard like this surprises me, but like hell I'm going to let him know that. I decide to play things off as normally as I can.
Don't yell like that. You startled me. So, you still have business with me?
Dojima-san said, I'll go see you once things have been settled.
Oh, give me a break. If Dojima-san shows up, I'll get yelled at even in lockup.
I can already see it in my mind, and I make a face. Seeing that, Yukon laughs. That punk.
Maybe so. Adachi-san, good luck.
He called me back just to say that? Good luck? My luck is none of your business. Seriously, he still is the same annoying brat I knew from before.
Dumbass.
I load all the venom I can muster into throwing that word Yukon's way. I don't even know what face he makes when he heard it. I've already got my head stuck back into the TV, saying my farewells to this world for good. I'm going back to following my own path. This time, I'm going to make sure I won't be seeing them again. I slowly close my eyes. I'm exhausted to my limits. That's an oddly pleasant feeling. Alright, so there's still a few chapters left, right? Oh, there's the 8th chapter. Okay. One more chapter for epilogue. Alright, let's see what Adachi is up to these days.
The prosecution's been settled.
It's been a few months since that P1 Climax bullshit. The prosecution's case finally rested in the middle of summer, and I was transferred to the detention center. Going to court means there's a possibility that I'll get the maximum penalty under the law, but instead of worrying about that, I'm more relieved that all those troublesome days are finally over.
Man, my road until now seemed long and short at the same time.
Last year, I lost at my own game. Having to put up with this shitty world, one day I was suddenly given a special power. That was when my game started. I had lousy human relationships, a boring job, and was part of a corrupt society. If I could destroy it all, I could remake the world in the way I wanted. And I'll admit it, I enjoyed the game, as if I was trying to fill my own empty heart. Even the pressure of the unknown creeping up on me gave me the ultimate thrill. But eventually, I lost to the brats from the investigation team and was arrested as the serial killer terrorized Inaba. Game over. After it was all over, the only thing I had left were my experiences and my rules. All games have rules, of course. And once I was caught, I decided that I'd follow the rules of this reality, to atone for my sins, and confess everything to the police. And yet, as some mysterious corpse, who died of unknown causes, was found hanging somewhere, they declare the case open again and start suspecting that the true killer was still on the loose. If that happened, it would mess up the rules I set for myself. I'm not going to stand for that. That's all. Because of the recent commotion, and by how I was mysteriously gravely injured while in custody, it means that my incarceration is going to be even longer while they try to figure out what happened. I'm starting to get tired of all these goddamn psych evaluations as well. I keep telling them I'm going to follow the rules of this world, so they should take things a little easier on me, right? Seriously, people in charge of this are so hard-headed that it's a pain in the ass.
Then again, it doesn't change the fact that I'm bored. I wonder if the way things were before would have been less dull.
I throw myself onto the moldy-smelling tatami mat in my cell and yawn loudly. Just as I'm drifting off into the escape of sleep, I hear footsteps approaching from the hall.
Hey, you have a visitor.
What? Must be Dojima-san.
I roll my eyes and groan inwardly. Just as Yukon said, the instant my indictment was completed, I got a letter from Dojima-san saying he'd be coming to see me. What timing! Dojima-san was waiting for me to be moved to the main detention center, and I feel like he's caught me.
Why would he want to see me after all this? He really is nosy.
This is so awkward. I thought I'd cut away ties between me and Dojima-san the moment I was arrested.
Well, you gonna see him or not?
This is why I hate him.
I stand up without a word to the guard. Refusing wouldn't do any good. I, of all people, know how persistent he can be. I squint in the harsh light outside the door where Dojima-san stands waiting for me.
Hey. Have you fattened up a bit since the last time I saw you?
Well, life in lockup is much easier than your grueling training.
Did I really just hear you say that?
Dojima-san laughs at my taunt. I can't stop myself from smiling either. I look down quietly so that he doesn't notice. I threw our connection away. It came back. I cut it, but it won't stay cut. Bonds between people really are troublesome. And yet, somewhere inside me, I can't help but feel a little relieved at the way things turned out. I guess having a bond like this isn't so bad. I think that to myself, but I accidentally murmured out loud too. But the sound slips away, lost amongst the calls of cicadas outside the window. Somewhat, yeah. Yeah. I was wondering if there was more to why he disappeared in the P4 plot, but I guess just so that we could have the wrap up with the P4 characters and not worry too much about him. Oh gosh, right, we have to watch the credits again. Alright, I'm gonna go take a bathroom break real quick. Now seems like a good time. It's literally the same credits we watched literally yesterday, so I will be right back. And by yesterday, I mean Tuesday. Yeah, I think. I don't know. I think that's nice for Adachi. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. It's too bad you can't skip it. It is nice that Adachi gets some resolution. And I like that they didn't make him, like, a good person or anything, like, even after he's in incarceration. He's still the same person. He's just choosing to abide by the rules of this world, you know? Maybe in another spin-off game or something. I don't know. I could see him being like a minor character or reference or something. Or like showing up in like a future spin-off game. Like P5-6 fighting or P6 fighting or whatever. If he ever gets out of prison, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But it would be a while. Like, even if he takes, like, a plea deal for murder or whatever, he killed at least 2 people, right? So, even if he takes a plea deal for that, it's going to be at least 10, 20 years if he ever gets out of prison. So, canonically, he probably wouldn't even be eligible to, like, show up until, like, P6 spin-off games or something. Timeline-wise, right? Unless you, like, cheat him out of prison like they did here again. Yeah. Or like I said, if the timeline goes along far enough. Well, there's the Alice USA side stuff, so maybe here. But yeah, he could be like a side NPC or mentioned somewhere. But like timeline-wise, unless I don't know, it would be a while before he could logistically get out of prison anyway. And even then, like, what would be the point, you know? I feel like bringing him back again would be kind of like, Like, again, unless it's, like, a reference or something in, like, another P4 spin-off game. Or, like, a crossover Persona game or something. In, like, 10, 20 years or whatever.
This program was brought to you by the following sponsors.
I don't think it would really work. Because I think Adachi's story is pretty much done, right? Like, this epilogue here, like, where else do you go from here? Like, he serves out his time, whatever the courts decide, you know, give it, like, another 10, give him, like, 10, 15 years in prison or whatever, 20 years, however long. He serves his time, gets out, and maybe reconnects a little bit with, Dojima or whatever. And that's the end of that, you know? Maybe gets referenced in, like, a side game or something, but, like, that's about it for his story. Like, he probably finds a job somewhere, normal job that he can get, even as a criminal, lives out the rest of his normal life. He's content with that or whatever. Yeah. Depends on how things shake out, but yeah.
Everything.
What?
But also the beginning.
Why are you here?
People have filled the world, yet turned
Why are
it
you
into
doing
a
your speech
void.
from Persona 3? This is his speech from Persona 3 at the crucifix stuff.
The only hope of salvation lies in ruin.
Did you work in a zoo? Because that's one huge pile of shit you're pushing around. So, how'd that turn out for you, Dad? It doesn't matter now that you're dead as a doornail, does it?
No, it's not Revolver Jesus. It's you remember Pun's guy from Persona 3? The headmaster of the school? The one that crucifies all the P3 party members and like tries to get Aigis to kill them? He's Show's quote-unquote dad. Not by blood, but by adoption.
You wanted the world destroyed, huh? Isn't that right?
I'm guessing
you
Show was
worthless
watching a
pest? Fine.
recording or whatever.
I'll do it. This shitty world with its shitty people and shitty lives will disappear, and I'll be the only thing left. After all, if the Father's fallen into darkness, then the Son must rise. Just kidding.
Yeah, Takaya. You're thinking of Takaya, Strega. Actually, Revolver Jesus, Strega, and them are the results of that guy's experimentations. So is Show. Show has the same thing implanted in him that the Aigis and like Labrys do. It's what allows them to function and be lifelike as robots, and it's part of like. It's called a Plume of Dusk, and it's like a fragment of Nyx's power, pretty much. So, kind of interesting stuff. And that's why Show has the, like, 2 personalities. The, like, normal, like, bratty, kind of crazy, immature personality. And then, like, his more calm and reserved and calculating personality, and that's the one that's from the Plume of Dusk.
What nonsense.
What?
These constructs can only remain active within my red fog. Even then, they can only do so for a limited amount of time. If you have time to waste with worthless sentiment, hurry up and complete your preparations.
Ha! You've got no sense of humor. Keep up your whining and I'll have to kill you too.
Such impudence. Take them. They are your pawns.
They're pretty well made. Fine, I've got the power I borrowed from you too. So now there's no way I could lose. Well then, time to make like a tree and turn over a new leaf or whatever.
A puppet version of a puppet. I'll make sure you get the job done this time.
Now let's begin. For the sake
Anime
of his
cutscene.
world.
Cool. Pretty short, but kind of cool to see all the shadow versions of all the characters there. I thought they'd do more, honestly, with the shadow versions of ourselves. Like, taunt the characters more. But they were pretty honest about just being, like, fakes, you know? There wasn't really any drama about, like, oh, this is a part of me or whatever, you know? There was a little bit of drama with Aigis being like, you know, I think her fake said something about, like, you should understand where Show is coming from or something, but other than that, there really wasn't much.
I finished going through Labrys'
Maybe that's
personality
Labrys'.
module
Can't
and
remember.
control links.
I knew we could count on you.
I'm not going to read as much of the voiceover or internal thoughts this time as I did with Adachi,
I'm sorry that I asked you for such a big favor.
because it just takes quite a while, and we have to get through, like, a lot of stuff with P4 characters. It was interesting with Adachi, because it's more of a character-focused thing,
Oh no, I couldn't possibly stand by after something so important happened.
but for the most part, the dialogue is enough to understand what's going on.
But, is it really all right for me to be doing this? Aren't you all part of some kind of police organization now?
There's no need to be concerned. Even now that we've become the Shadow Operatives, this lab belongs solely to the Kirijo group.
And some of it's like this, where it's just recapping what happened
I
in
finished investigating
P4 Arena.
Labrys'
Where it's
mobility
like, these are the
systems.
Shadow
All I
Operatives.
have to do now is reboot
Basically,
her
just the
OS and
P3
perform
characters.
some final checks.
Working as an organization, under the government somehow.
Thank you. How is she?
She'd sustained some heavy structural damage, so I was worried, but thankfully none were critical.
I see. And what did you recover from her memory?
I'm sorry. I searched through it, but I found no records that would lead to finding the one behind what happened.
Alright, they're crucified at the start of the P4 story. Huh, I guess we'll have to see how that happens.
If we want to pursue him any further, we'll have to wait for a report from intelligence. But it seems that will still take some time.
I see. Ugh. Then we have no clues to go on.
Don't be so hasty. We might get new leads from intelligence, right?
Ever since that attempted airplane hijacking, we've learned that the Public Safety Division has been making some disquieting moves. If we don't make a move soon, there's no telling what they'll do to take advantage of the situation. We have to find a lead before they do anything.
I understand how you feel, Mitsuru-san, but we must solve one problem at a time. That is why we have gathered here today.
You're right. I'm sorry. Please work with me here in reviewing what information we already know. The person behind this case first stole Labrys, the 5th-generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, while she was in transport.
Yes. The hijacking of the airplane you were on was a diversion used to conceal the theft of my sister, after which she was transported to Inaba.
You know, they didn't do too much with it outside of just freezing people. But Sho does technically use that power he's borrowing to, like, control the hijackers, right? It's a little surprising we didn't see him try and turn one of our friends on us and make them fight each other forcibly. Considering, you know, the fighting game and everything, you could have just done that, you know. I'm surprised we didn't have a moment like that in the game. Maybe they already did that to death in Arena, so they felt like they didn't need to do it here. Because the only thing he uses the power for is freezing people. Hey Semo, how's it going?
Correct. The hijackers were subdued and captured, but we have reason to believe that their minds were under some kind of control.
The culprit waited until he arrived in Inaba to turn Labrys on and fiddle with her memory. And then he threw her into the TV world, right?
Where one's heart and memories manifest themselves. As a machine, Labrys was able to control these memories in great detail. In other words, the enemy used her in order to set a trap for us.
When we entered the television world in pursuit, we defeated her shadow and made
I wonder what the true
indirect
ending
contact
is
with the
when you
culprit.
get through all the endings. The other 3 endings. I wonder if it has you playing a show somehow?
That person revealed that his goal was to steal our personas by making us fight each other, which would weaken our hearts and turn our personas to shadows. Once he'd accomplished that, he would combine them all so we could have even more powerful shadows.
Shuji Ikutsuki.
The culprit's speech pattern is consistent with Ikutsuki-san's mannerisms. His inability to use a persona matches him as well.
But that's not possible!
That reminds me. So, Sho can't use a persona, but his alter ego from the Plume of Dust can. Somebody was asking me before about, like, people who, you know, how having mental disabilities would affect having a persona. So I guess there's an example there. Hey, Summer. How's it going? As did I. Hello. Hello. How you doing?
That's right. We've confirmed Ikutsuki's death.
Or maybe there's someone out there besides Ikutsuki who still thinks the same way he did.
If so, then the world we strive for is still far away. Yamagishi, when Labrys awakens, can you give her a summary of the case from 3 years ago? I'd like her to know what went on while she was sealed.
I understand.
Can't you just stick that data into her memory?
If we did that, it would just become a piece of data to her. She needs to be told about it in order for her mind to understand what happened.
That's interesting. The idea that, yeah, if you just give her memories, then it's just data. But if you explain it to her, then she creates an understanding because she's creating her own memories of having it explained to her. Huh.
She's human through and through, huh?
Also, I noticed something when I was checking her memories.
Well, apart from the fact that we
makeup
can
of Labrys'
actually give her
memory
memories,
field is
so...
slightly different from Aigus's. Besides the memory area that she normally accesses, there seems to be a sub-network of some sort.
I mean, that makes sense. She's got a bunch of fragmented memories from her sister units, as well as the message left behind by her initial template.
She has 2 memory networks?
I think it was probably used to incorporate the feedback from her sibling units.
Yeah.
But I still don't know for sure.
They didn't really do too much with that so far with Labrys. The idea that she's got, like, basically what's left of her sister unit's memories, as well as the final wishes of the initial template still inside of her. And they didn't really resolve the whole, like, going to find the initial template or figure out what's going on with her. I think it depends on the game you're playing on. I think that, at least on Steam, the matchmaking works. I think most of the people who still play the game actively play on there. I do know that I'm pretty sure somebody confirmed that the PS3 and Xbox 360 server... No, sorry. This game was never on PS3. I'm pretty sure somebody confirmed that the Xbox 360 servers are still technically up, but I don't know if you're going to be able to find anybody to play with you on those. Like I said, I think most people who play this game still are playing on PC or Steam in some way, because this version has rollback properly and has probably the highest active player base still.
That's why I believe it's safer to tell her in person.
Yeah, I don't know. I know for a fact that the servers are still up on Steam, so it might just be like slow hours. Actually, we can double check something real quick. Let's see. Let me go over to SteamDB real quick. SteamDB info. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Charts. Yeah. Players right now 81. 24-hour peak is 116. So there's 81 people like with the game open on a what is this? Thursday evening. EST at least. Yeah. Probably yeah, it seems like you get about 100 people in the afternoon. We just finished his storyline. Yeah. It's pretty good. Interesting. Let's see. 14 UTC. Looks like... Interesting. Why does this peak in the middle of the day? Interesting. It must be a JP thing. Because it seems like it peaks, like, around 14 UTC, which would be, like, 6 hours ago? Yeah. Can we play together? I'm working my way through the story right now, but once I'm done with that, I'll probably do a few more streams letting people beat up on me and doing some of the other modes. But I'm working through the story. I got through Arena. I've just got to get through the P3 cast story and then do the true ending, and then I'll be done with all the story stuff for both Arena and Ultimax. So that'll be nice. But yeah, I guess. So probably not today, but like if you want to come back around probably sometime next week, I'll probably be done with the story.
All right. I'll let you tell her however you see fit. Regarding Yakutski, I'm pressuring staff to hurry and review the information, including the newly discovered quarantined server at Ergo Research. We never knew about the server in question before now, because it had been cut off from the group's network.
Will do.
It most likely has information that normally would have never left Ergo Research, such as data on top-secret experiments.
By the way, what was the logic behind that whole midnight channel thing?
It's still unknown, but we'll have to send people to Inaba again. We're going to hold a meeting at headquarters tomorrow to discuss countermeasures.
Oh gosh. That's loud. Okay, it stopped.
What's going on?
The surveillance system detected a rise in shadow
Hello, maid.
readings. It's currently stabilizing around a level 3 alert, located in that town of
The maids have been kind of like a side character in both Arena and Ultimax, but they straight up are just battle maids, apparently. Like, one of them in Arena sets up, like, pub sect so that they, like, mess with something they shouldn't mess with. Like, leaves it out for them to mess with, so they understand the threat of shadows. And then in Ultimax, one of them is flying the helicopter, apparently, that you see at the start of the P3 story.
What?
Looks like he's shown up already. That saves us the trouble of having to puzzle this out.
Yu-san and his friends are in danger. Mitsuru-san, please give the order to dispatch us.
All right, we'll leave at once. Yamagishi, leave Labrys to Kikuno and accompany us.
I understand. Well then, I leave the rest to you, Kikuno-san.
Yeah, she must be the one who flies the helicopter then.
Understood. Lady Mitsuru, everyone, please be careful.
One of Mitsuru-san's personal domestic assistants, or should I say, maids, Uno-san answers. Uno-san and Mitsuru-san have a stronger bond than that of any ordinary servant and master, and she is another of the Shadow Operatives. Her words catch my attention for some reason. Please be careful. A very trivial expression of concern for our safety. Brushing it off with common courtesy would be simple. I feel that she may be sensing something unusual regarding the situation that awaits us there. What could be causing this uneasiness? Does Mitsuru-san know?
Oh, hold on, I guess.
What is it?
If we can put Labrys aside for a moment, are you going to be alright without having any maintenance done on you, I guess?
What do you mean?
I read the documents on your new equipment. At first I assumed it was referring to that large gun, but it's actually...
that. True. There have been no tests confirming that
What
it is
is that?
capable of being used in an actual combat situation. But we face a powerful foe this time.
Is it even possible? If even one thing were to go wrong...
Fukasan's face clouds as she looks at me. I can't be confident that I'll be alright, and I'm unable to tell her a pleasant lie to calm her down. In any case, I only pray that a situation that requires me to use my new equipment never arises. Both of us are tense as we prepare to depart.
Milady, a change of clothes has been laid out in your car.
I see. Thank you.
I've also prepared Akihiko-san's favorite protein drink, and Fuka-san has been preparing a playlist suitable for a road trip in her room.
Huh?
That will be all, Kikuno.
Very well. Pardon me.
As expected from Kikuno-san, she's amazingly considerate, as a personal assistant should be, but she can be too thoughtful at times. We learned this for ourselves when she came to accept us as people who are precious to Mitsuru-san.
Let's start this over, shall we? Shadow Operatives, let's mobilize.
Thanks to Kikuno-san, the tension in the air subsides a bit, but we cannot allow our attention to wander just now. Upon completing our preparations for departure, we immediately make our way to Inaba. Okay.
Why are we taking this car again, Mitsuru?
That's an odd music choice. Akihiko-san grumbles from the backseat of the Shadow Opera's personal limousine. I'm not sure how to put this, but I find that his feelings are justified.
Don't question it, Akihiko. There was no time to prepare a vehicle with the same equipment. Speaking of appearances, are you gonna wear that again?
Sure. There's a chance that we'll have to fight after all. These clothes give me the flexibility I need.
Impressive, Akihiko-san. You never change.
Still, to think that the culprit would make a move so soon. We've completely lost the initiative.
Indeed. We need to begin taking measures right now. I only hope no danger comes to Narukami and his friends.
Mitsuru-san seems deeply agitated. During the car ride, she seems distracted. At times, she would flip through the thick file in her lap, only to suddenly give an order to a subordinate. And at other times, she would stare intently at her watch as if lost in thought. Usual regal composure is gone.
Mitsuru-san, Why don't we just ask them to cooperate with us?
I agree. And they seem pretty strong.
No, they're still young. If I asked for their assistance, it would waste time better spent in school. Worse yet, it would put them in danger. I don't want anyone else to have to go through that anymore.
She probably doesn't want them to go through the stuff that they went through in high school. Keep in mind, like, multiple of her friends and, like, people she knew did die in Persona 3. Like, people actually die in Persona 3. Like, that does happen in Persona 4, but it's like... It's, like, what the main plot is focused around, is the fact that, like, at least 2 people die, right? I'm trying to remember if more than 2 people die. I can only think of 2. Because there's the actress, that's the first one, who was having issues with her husband, right? And then there is the girl that Ryuji? Am I thinking of the right name? I'm not thinking of the right name, am I? Anyway, there's this girl that worked at the liquor store. Is there anybody else who dies? I'm trying to remember. I don't think so. I'm trying to think if Mutsuo dies. I don't think he does he? I don't think he does. Yeah. But at least 2 people die there. But, like, they're, like, not true. The body count in P3 is a good deal higher, and at least 2 of those people... Let me think. Yeah, at least 2 of those people were, like, party members, specifically. The MC and, Akihiko's, friend. Shoot. I'm blanking on his name, too, but yeah.
I understand how you feel, but they don't seem like the kind who'd listen. We were the same way back then.
Mitsuru-san falls silent. It's likely not a mistake to think that the sun's spike in shadow activity this time is related to the events of a few days ago. It has become apparent to everyone that yet another dangerous battle is about to begin.
We have new information. Kikuno sent me a message. I tasked Kikuno with reviewing Ergo Research's quarantine server, but it seems new evidence has come to light regarding Ikutsuki, who we discussed in our earlier conversation. According to the report, it seems Ikutsuki was performing an experiment on his own in the lab directly after the explosion. It's unknown if this is related to our current mission, but there was a record of a plume of dusk being used in the experiment.
A plume of dusk?
A plume of dusk, an object that blurs the line between matter and information. It has fitted into anti-shadow weapons like myself. It forms the core of our personality modules, as what allows us to control personas, even though we are machines.
So, what are the details of this experiment? Nothing good, I bet.
Ikutsuki was...
The limousine's engine suddenly roars, drowning out further conversation. It seems the road we are taking has begun to climb a steep hillside. As the car takes a winding road up the slope, I can look down through the window and see lush trees along the mountainside. For a moment, I thought I sensed a shadow reading. Would it just have been my imagination?
Yamagishi, tell me our current location.
One moment. I'm looking it up now. We're currently in Inaba Pass. We're almost at the target coordinates.
Oh. New, animation.
What is this? Was that?
What's wrong? An ambush?
What's happening? Driver, what's going on? Answer!
Oh, the driver's controlled. Yep.
It's just like during the hijacking.
Igus,
On it!
trapped?
What's she gonna do with that spike? Kill the man? Hmm. I was thinking, oh, this is how we get our multiple paths, because they probably get like tossed in different places when they fall off the cliff, but no. The multiple paths are coming from the other two. Alright. Oh! Let's put off Yukari for as long as we can. Let's start with Ken. How are we doing on time? We're doing fine. What's with the, like, vibing? The animation just said vibing. Back and forth. I know, right? I hate P3 Fez Yukari.
Thanks for cheering for me.
She's a little bit better in P3 Reload.
I'm gonna get going for today.
Okay, you better be this good next time.
But P3 Fez Yukari is pretty bad, and so is P3 The Answer Yukari, or P3 Episode Igus Yukari. Well, I guess we'll see if Episode Igus, like the new DLC, makes her any better, but so far she's not been better.
I'm home, Kadomaru.
I can't get into it too much without spoiling the new DLC, so I won't right now. But, basically, in The Answer, she complains a lot about being there and having to fight again, which is somewhat understandable, but, like, when that's the only thing we hear from her, even in, like, when walking around Tartarus and stuff, or, sorry, the Abyss of Time, it gets pretty boring and kind of annoying. And then, like, at some point during the plot, she's gonna completely 180 that position. And, like, it comes out of nowhere, and it's not well led up to. At least in the original. We'll see if Episode Igus makes it a little bit better. But at least in the original, she, like, completely 180s her position after being annoying for the entire, like, epilogue. And then somehow at the end, like, she and Igus run out holding hands, being like, oh, isn't life so great? It's like, bruh, Yukari causes so much issues. Like, she is, like, the main... Yeah, anyway. Yeah. I'll talk more about it. I'll save the rant for, like, when we get further into Episode Igus, but yeah. And, like, during P3 Fez, like, her direction is not great. She, like... I still distinctly remember during one of her social links, you're just hanging out with her at the mall, and she just starts talking shit about Akihiko out of nowhere. She just, like, starts insulting him randomly for no reason while you're hanging out at the mall with her. It's like, what the heck? Why is this the girl that's supposed to be the canonical love interest? Or one of them. Like, what? This is the girl? This one? This one, Atlas? Really? This was gonna be the original canonical love interest? With, like, the scene of her down by the beach and everything? I don't know. Anyway, but they did remove that in Reload, like her complaining about Akihiko, and they softened her up, gave her better voice direction, so she's not as quite, like, as complainy and everything, and she also stops calling Junpei Stupei all the time, even for no good reason, or like calling him, like, ace defective or whatever. Like, she lightens up on that aspect as well. Which she does, like, pretty routinely in the original, and that's also a little grating. Yeah, Yukari... Oh, I already did Nash. I've been complaining about her for, like, the last few minutes, so... Too late now. Anyway, this isn't even, like, the first time I've done this rant. I think this is, like, the third or fourth time. Because I did it during Reload as well, and I'm sure I've done it, like, at some other point. At least once or twice. There's some time until dinner, so I decide to leave through the dorm again with Koromaru. It's not even... Okay. It's not even just that she's annoying, it's that I'm supposed to like her. That Atlas was like, oh, this is gonna be one of the canonical love interests. Yukari and Aigis. Which it's like very obvious from like some of the early game interactions you have that she's supposed to be like one of the canonical love interests. And then also like the beach scene that she's supposed to be a canonical love interest. As well as somewhat the role she plays in the ending of The Answer. So, but like, it's one thing to say I don't like a character, but then to have like them shoved in my face by the game, it's like, I really don't like this, you know? It's like being at a table, it's like eating a meal, and you specifically avoid the pineapple because you don't want to eat pineapple, and somebody shoves it in your face is like, hey, eat the pineapple. And I'm like, I don't want the pineapple. Stop trying to make me eat and enjoy the pineapple. I don't want it. Oh. Pineapple was just the first thing that came to mind. You can insert whatever you'd like into there. Anyway. The Skekukan dormitory is where we live. It was briefly closed after Mitsuru-san and the others graduated. All the equipment from a few years ago was removed, of course. But with the increase in students at Kekukan, they decided to reopen the dorm. I applied for a room as soon as I heard. The reason I did so was because of Koromaru. He had been in Aigis-san's care, but at this dorm, he'd be allowed to live with me. Also, to be honest, I felt that living here let me stay close to my companions who were fighting even now. Back then, everyone took turns walking Koromaru. Now, it's my job. The path to the nearby Naganaki Shrine is Koromaru's usual route. Koromaru is quite old for a dog, but as he trots along in his usual pace, along our usual path, it makes me think for a moment that all the fighting back then was just a dream. Only when I'm watching Koromaru walk like this can I forget everything else and feel a little at ease. We pass through the gateway at the entrance and step onto the shrine grounds. Since it's nearly sundown, there's nobody but us in this serene atmosphere. I sit down on a bench inside of myself. Koromaru notices and immediately rushes over to nuzzle my leg.
It's nothing, Koromaru.
Nuzzles you uwu. Even while I'm saying it, I'm sure Koromaru can see through my words. I can't understand him in the same way Aigis-san can, but even I can tell what Koromaru is thinking. I pet Koromaru as he looks up at me with a worried whine. I put my hand in my pocket to pull out the Shadow Operatives badge that Mitsuru-san had given me. Koromaru wears the same badge on his collar.
Even if she gave me this, I know it's just for show. I bet everyone else is working hard right now.
This morning, I got a call from Sanada-san for the first time in a long while. Seems he just came back to Japan from a year-long training journey. Wandering the world? I knew he was the kind of person who would put himself through anything in order to get stronger. But this is the sort of thing you only hear about in stories. Sanada-san told me he had gone to see Mitsuru-san directly after his return to this country, but had immediately been dispatched to an emergency. He's currently busy with that, so he just said he would tell me more about his trip some other time. I know that being a shadow operative must be tough. He seems so excited when talking about them. So it's like, I get these pent-up feelings inside.
I'm a member too, you know.
A member, yes, but only as part of a secondary unit that only gets called out in extreme situations. Being part of a special suppression unit has a cool ring to it that I like, but the official shadow operatives are each given a unique number. For example, Aigis-san is member number 5. We don't have that. We're auxiliary members. I haven't been called to action yet, and I doubt I ever will be until after I graduate high school. After all, I did promise Mitsuru-san that I would try to live out my childhood as much as I could.
I'm just for show too.
And in following that promise to try as much as I could, I've been acting like a child on the surface. An average middle school student studying, helping out with club activities, and even taking part in the student council. But I haven't officially joined any clubs, and the reason why is because I asked Mitsuru-san to call me for help if she ever needed me. I know that no organization of the police would be able to command an underage person, let alone someone in middle school. Is he still in middle school? I thought that with the time gap he'd be, like, starting high school. Man, how young is he when he's in P3 Fez? How young, how much of an age gap was there on that dating in Persona 3 Portable? Why can you date him in Persona 3 Portable? Okay. He's not even in high school yet? Oh, jeez. Alright. I'm only a shadow operative for show. Only a child for show. If this continues, I won't know when I'll ever be able to go back to who I really am.
Making my life my own is actually pretty hard. Sometimes I lose sight of what I'm supposed to be doing.
I think back on the words left by the person who saved my life. I thought I'd come to understand them at one point. As time passed, other emotions began to rear their heads.
It's completely dark now. We should head back home, Koromaru.
I wonder if I will be left behind like this. Things actually be better if I just forgot about everything? But could I live with myself if I had the power to fight, but did nothing with it? I've been thinking a lot about that. I stand up from the bench and look across the dark, quiet temple grounds. I won't reach an answer just by thinking about it. I know that. But at that moment... Yeah. Koromaru suddenly barks at me. It's been a while since I heard him bark like this. He's been getting more and more mellow these days. What's that sound? Some rhythmic noise is approaching from up above. The wind becomes stronger, and the trees around the temples begin to rustle. Sorry, trying to shout over the helicopter. I look up in the sky and a bright light turns on, high above. As my eyes adjust, I see a previously hidden black helicopter in the otherwise pitch black sky. It's like something out of a movie. Is it the military? No, that can't be right. As if to answer my doubts, searchlight streams down, pinning shadows to the ground. Something's happened. That's my first thought. I don't know why, but for some reason, I sense elation rising up through my body.
Let's go, Koromaru.
Grip my Shadow Operative badge tightly, then thrust it back into my pocket as I take a deep breath. I run towards the helicopter. Alright.
Here we go.
Oh. Oh, that's fun. Haha. Come on, that's not realistic. She wouldn't be the central character. It'd be the red one. The red one's always the leader.
How dare you oppose me? Minion Links, get them!
It straight is just like Power Rangers or Sentai. That's great. I haven't watched Power Rangers in a while. I remember watching the original show back when I was younger.
Don't be so sure.
Everyone, I've had enough of this. Ultimate
Yeah.
Arrow! It's over.
And cut.
Perfect. What a take.
Thank you very much.
Well done. That looked really great. Can somebody get wardrobe, please? No, there was something else. I think that's a wrap.
Let's take a 10-minute break.
Hey, I like this music.
I'm tired.
You're on a roll, Featherpink.
Huh? Do you think so?
The directors had nothing but good things to say, too. Looks like this will have a positive effect on your main job. Speaking of your next shoot. What's wrong? Something troubling you?
Oh, not really. Is it really that hard to just send back a reply? It's Golden Week, for God's sake.
Complaining. Always with the complaining with you.
What's this? Don't tell me you've got some boyfriend trouble.
Oh, no, it's nothing like that.
What? What's this helicopter doing here? Is there a helicopter in this shooting script?
Huh? I'm glad she came, but she's making too big of a scene.
Short version, she was talking about how Mitsuru hasn't answered her text. So she was complaining that why can't she answer simple text, it's Golden Week. Anyway. Do Junpei. Let's do Labrys first, then we'll do Junpei. Labrys' dreams. Interesting. Do robots dream of electrical sheep? Black skies and azure ocean spread out before my eyes. A gentle breeze brushes my cheek as I stand on a blindingly glistening beach, the sun shining from high above. The sounds of waves is calming. Yeah. I guess talks about dreaming a little bit in episode I guess. Although I don't think we've gotten to that part yet in the DLC yet.
What am I doing here? Wasn't I going through maintenance at Mitsuru-san's place?
I retraced my memories with a hint of bewilderment. Because I had been severely damaged in recent battles, I was to undergo full repairs at the laboratory in the Shadow Operatives facility. I was placed in a protective case, and Fukusan explained what was going to happen while Iga stood nearby.
Oh, this must be a dream then.
I vaguely remember this sensation. It's similar to something I've experienced a number of times before. Fukusan said that she would shut down my consciousness during maintenance, thus I shouldn't be able to dream. Is this a random phenomenon occurring during my reboot process?
I'm dressed like this again.
I'm wearing the uniform from Yasogami High. My arms are human arms. Since that what's in one's heart can be reflected in dreams, this must be one of my desires. Still, I know it's nothing but an illusion. I understand, and I won't deny it any longer. This isn't really an appearance that I wanted to recall so soon after what happened yesterday. But it seems that me, deep within my heart, won't let me be that way. Still, as I gaze at the scenery, I eventually stop caring. I take a step towards the pier just out from the beach, then turn my attention to my internal GPS.
Guess there's no use doing something like that in a dream.
I don't need my GPS to know what this place is. It's where I had a certain wish in my heart some time long ago.
It's so beautiful. If this really is a dream, maybe I can keep going.
Just while I think that, the pier under my feet crumbles and disappears without a sound. It's like that the azure waters swallow me. Azure? Azure? The sun's light becomes dim, but I feel no anxiety. A mysterious sensation envelops me, as if everyone's near me, and I'm connected with everyone. Eventually, when the feeling of floating becomes stronger, and I lose all sense of up and down, the sea changes into a field of countless lights in the darkness.
Now, where could this be?
It seems I have an odd guest.
Oh?
You're that misrepresent. No. Press stand? Ah, yes, Miss President. We met the other day.
I turn toward the voice and see a familiar woman in a blue dress. Elizabeth. She gave me a word of caution during yesterday's battle, when I had been turning my eyes away from my true self. This is an unexpected reunion with the person who appeared before me like a storm and left with the same amount of force.
Oh, hi. Thanks a bunch for back then. I didn't get to thank you properly at the time.
You faced yourself and overcame the ordeal through your strength alone. And the feelings of those at the scene certainly helped as well. Still, my assistance was merely the cake under the ice.
Under the ice? I don't know what that means, but this place is beautiful. Where am I?
This is a world within people's hearts. Since you are here, it's most likely that you are at rest in the real world. Now that you have gained a heart of your own and are nurturing it, I wouldn't be surprised if you were to wander here at times.
That all sounds pretty complicated. What are you doing here, Elizabeth?
To put it as Frank would, it is a secret. But if there was something I could say about it, I am yearning for an unseen power.
Huh? You want power too? Even though you're insanely strong already?
Oh, all this talk of power has reminded me of something. It seems you have obtained a new power through that battle earlier. I do not mean to be rude, but my adorable personality cannot restrain my infinite curiosity.
Do we have to fight Liv here?
Things. Would you show it to me?
Huh? Wait. Hey, hold on now. Are you saying you want to fight me right this minute?
My, how could I have forgotten? A boisterous brawl in this place would certainly not be elegant.
I'm not talking about where we are.
Worry not. I will prepare a worthy stage at once.
Wait, you'll what?
Oh, back here.
This place.
The tranquil ocean-like area changed into a familiar place. This is the announcement room down at the school I had created. Beyond the glass in the red-stained room hangs the corpses of my sisters I had destroyed with my own hands. I feel a lump in my throat as the memories come back to me. I look down and see that my body's returned to its cold, white, metallic form. My true form.
Oh, are you a bit shaken? My apologies, but it seems we're being pressed for time.
Before I can sort out my emotions, the aura I feel from Elizabeth begins to intensify. She's coming.
Without further ado, here I come. Your fate is in the cards.
No, jeez. All right. Let's see how this goes. Against hard, Elizabeth. I did turn up the difficulty back up, didn't I? I can't remember. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't think I did. Hold on, I actually want to do this fight on as properly hard. I want it to actually be a bit of a struggle. Let me just, yeah, it's still on normal. Okay, let me set it to hard. I forgot to do that. Sorry, my bad. Oh wait, that's episode P3. My bad. Looks like we can just hop in though. That's good. Okay, we're back.
Finally.
Your face is in the centimeters. My attack.
Is this the extent of letting hell?
I see. Remarkable. I see. Remarkable.
Opening my door.
It's time to be judged.
The love.
Okay, countered.
Your face is in the car.
Seriously?
My attack. Remarkable. Persona. Oh no. Impact.
Opening my deck. Let darkness come.
Oh my. Oh no. Impact. Oh no.
Please have it your name for pursuit.
I think this is the first time I've actually gotten to fight as Labrys with her persona.
My attack. Oh my. Remarkable.
Since she didn't have her persona for most of Arena.
Opening my deck.
Oh no. Oh no.
Pardon me.
Impressive. Oh no. Impressive.
Persona card. Memento
Ah.
mori.
Okay. Yep, Elizabeth is pretty strong. Even when it's just the AI going at it.
Finally.
Oh, this again.
Over here.
Oh no. Oh no. Impressive. It's time to be judged.
Counter.
The lover. You were sealed. Pardon me. Benefit. Let's change things up. Over here. Your fate is in the
Oh no. Impressive. Impressive. It's time to be judged.
How did she counter my dad?
You
What?
were sealed. The time has come.
What was that? Holy cow.
I see. Remarkable. It was a hit. Persona card. God of Death. Thanatos. Oh. I will stop.
Huh? Oh no.
Got her. Okay. Alright. That was fun. Yeah, I'm glad I turned up the difficulty again. Make myself actually think a little bit and get a little bit better at the game.
Well done. I have indeed witnessed the power you have acquired.
While I was preoccupied with fighting Elizabeth, I remembered something. This is the place where I faced myself and gained something precious and irreplaceable. Yukon, Mitsuru-san, and all the others. Imagining their faces caused a mysterious strength to well up within me.
Have I gotten stronger?
Whether you can accomplish your wish and your heartfelt promise is up to you. If you can't do it, no one else will be able to do it for you. But from a different perspective, that means that anything is possible depending on you. Don't you think it could be perceived that way?
If I do it.
That is correct. Though, it would be most important to prioritize overcoming the ordeal that is coming your way.
Huh? What ordeal? Isn't this just a dream?
The ordeal that has made itself known quite close by. I bid you good luck.
Wait, hold on! What's this ordeal you're talking about? What do you mean?
The announcement room begins to fade to white and disappear into the distance, and I hear a siren-like sound. As if in sync with the siren, Elizabeth begins to grow hazy as well.
Wait! You have to tell me more!
My own voice is lost in the warning sounds that crashes over me like waves. I just need to talk to her. Just a little more. Oh yeah, that's right, that outfit. Okay. I haven't seen that in a minute. Not since, I think the flashback scene in Arena, right?
Good. You're finally up and running. Seriously, I am terrible with machines. So how about it? Can you move?
Who are you?
I'm Kurosawa, a police detective. Oh, do you know what a police detective is?
Oh, are you with Mitsuru-san and them?
Something like that.
As far as I can find in the database, he seems to be a person who can be trusted. He has a long history of private and public interaction with Mitsuru-san and the other Shadow Operatives.
I'll make this quick. There's an emergency. The car that the lady, that Mitsuru Kirijo was in, has gone missing.
Mitsuru-san? What do you mean?
We'll talk later. We need to get to the roof.
I opened it to find the Yasogami Hive uniform I'd been wearing in my dream. Does he want me to wear this? Though I'm still perplexed, I put on the uniform Detective Kurosawa gave me and follow him as he runs up the stairway. I see that his gun is drawn. As we bound up the stairs, I desperately ask him the questions boiling in my mind.
Kurosawa-san, are Mitsuru-san and the others okay? Who took them?
Go quietly. We've got to hurry here. We were being pursued, too.
I'm taken aback for a moment. The Shadow Operatives may be part of the National Police Agency, but their existence has been kept hidden from the civilian population. The lab's very existence should be hidden from ordinary people, and yet it's been attacked?
Enemies? Hey, I could...
Don't. The ones coming after us are human. On top of that, they're from public safety. I know it has to be tough, but bear with it. That's how you live, by fighting.
His words snapped me out of my reverie. That's right. This world isn't always filled with things like this. There are people who understand me and accept me, and they're all staying right by my side. I had not made my own decision to protect these people?
Thanks, Kurosawa-san. Say, want to take a shortcut to the roof?
When I know that, I pick up Kurosawa-san and run ahead. I'm going to do everything I can.
Hey, what are you...
Is this the third time she's bridal carried somebody? No, I think it's the second one. I think she bridal carries somebody in the main story as well. I jump and ignite the boosters on my back, then kick off the wall. It's a bit of a rough move, but I have determined that it's in our best interest to proceed as quickly as possible in this situation.
Here we go!
Whoa!
Kurosawa, you are getting too old for this. We shoot up the staircase to the next landing, where I kick the wall again to send us. She is wall jumping. She is straight up wall jumping. Great. I repeat this a number of times, rocketing us up the extremely long staircase, allowing us to reach the door to the rooftop in less than a minute.
You've got some nerve.
Sorry, but...
It's fine. Looks like I can trust you to get things done.
Detective Kurosawa seems pale, but he still stands up, and I see the strength of will in his eyes as he speaks to me.
Well, from here on, this is a battle that only you can fight.
When he opens the door slightly, the chilly air from outside rushes in through the gap.
I'm putting their lives in your hands.
Kurosawa-san opens the door fully. The wind whips at us. Okay. I wonder if we're going to see them come in on the... Oh!
Go on.
Go now!
Gotcha! Okay! Hikaru-san, let's go!
Thank goodness they had Stormtrooper
Looks
rain.
like we managed to get away.
We got out in time. It's nice to meet you, Labrys. I'm Yukari Takeba.
Oh, yes.
I'm Kanemata. Wow, so it's true that you're like Aigus-san. Oh, and this is Koromaru.
Huh? A dog?
He's not just a pet. Koromaru might not look like it, but he can fight as well.
Beginning personnel scans. Everyone in this helicopter seems to be a member of the Shadow Operatives. According to the new data I was given during my repairs, they're all Mitsuru-san's friends since high school. People are all comrades who fought alongside Mitsuru-san and each other.
Takeba-san? You're dressed in a kinda interesting way.
Huh? Oh, this? Yeah, I got picked up suddenly from my job, and I didn't have any time to change. I bet I'm never gonna hear the end of this. Also, you can just call me Yukari. I hope we get along, Labrys.
But to think that organization would come after us now at such an important time. If Kurosawa-san hadn't gotten that tip, we'd be doomed.
Hey, right. What's going on with those guys? Who are they again? Public safety?
Oh, that's right. You don't know.
They say Mitsuru-san set everything up. She would never.
I can't understand it either. All this about honor and adult circumstances is foolish.
Yeah, but there are some people in public safety who don't agree with that. Or else Kurosawa-san wouldn't have gotten that anonymous tip.
Oh, that reminds me. I wonder if Kurosawa-san's okay.
Koromaru says that he's alright.
Huh? Can you understand dogs too, Yukari-san?
Well, no, but I've known Koromaru for a while, and that just seems like what he's saying. I'm sure Kurosawa-san will be just fine.
Koromaru-san's wait for reminds me of something. Snowy, a friend who I met on that southern island. I can tell from Yukari-san's words that all the people here in this helicopter know each other very well. Yeah, I think Snowy was also supposed to be a parallel for Koromaru, and kind of explain why I guess could understand Koromaru as well as she did. Because the memories from Labrys were put into Aigis. So even if she didn't like consciously remember them, stuff like being able to understand a dog or whatever that Labrys learned eventually got transferred down to her, as well as her wish to meet somebody important to her at the beach there, at that dock, which did happen.
So where are we going now anyway? We're gonna go look for Mitsuru-san and them, right?
Right. It looks like there was an increased shadow reading someplace called Inaba, and they were headed there. We'll go that way for now.
It is weird that they like backfilled some of the stuff with Aigis and her behavior to be a result of Labrys' memories. I don't hate it. It's interesting. It can definitely be done poorly, where like somebody's actions are like retconned to be like a result of somebody else's actions, you know? Like, oh, it turns out you only did that because of this, or whatever. It can get kind of dumb, but I think it was okay. It was pretty good.
Inaba.
That's right. This could be a continuation of the events from yesterday. An ordeal. Elizabeth's words from my dream echo in my mind.
Don't look so gloomy. I'm sure Mitsuru-senpai's fine. She's got Akihiko-senpai, Fuka, and even Aigis with her after all. Oh, right. You're Aigis' sister, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. I was made just before her, though.
You seem so stiff. You don't need to be so polite with us.
I heard that you were an earlier model than Aigis-san, but you don't seem less advanced at all. You seem perfectly normal. Do you fight with that axe you're carrying? Could I touch it?
Yeah, that's what you want to touch, the axe. The two of them are interacting with me quite normally, even though they know I'm a machine. Even though they must know what happened in Inaba and about my past. Acceptance makes me happy. Poor Amaro-san is gazing intently at me too.
Yukari-san, have you been able to make contact with Yori-san?
A voice from the cockpit interrupts us. Kikino-san, Mitsuru-san's maid, is in the pilot seat. She seems demure. Oh my gosh. A stupid TikTok. Okay, whatever. But if she can pilot a helicopter like this, her skills seem to know no limits. But I've been told that Kikino-san isn't a Persona user. Isn't it dangerous for her to come with us in a situation like this?
I completely forgot. Hold on a sec.
Yukari-san pulls out her cell phone. It seems they're trying to meet with Junpei Iori, another part-time Shadow Operative, and also a fellow comrade since high school. While Yukari-san is on the phone, I decide to ask Kikino-san about the doubts I have.
Saikawa-san, you're not a Persona user, are you?
Please call me Kikuno. And no, I only have the potential towards the Dark Hour.
Oh, I didn't know you had that. Even the maids in the Kirijo family are amazing.
So that means you can't fight shadows, right? Then ain't it dangerous for you to come along?
I mean, she is a battle main, and there are a lot of people who like that. A lot of people who like that archetype. To the point she got a full bust-up and everything, right? She could have been Nameless Maid B, but instead she got, like, a full bust-up character design, and she was even in, I think, at least one cutscene, right? Maybe more. If I have the correct information, then the grotesque monsters known as shadows, our enemies, can only be defeated by people who can use personas. In other words, since Kikuno-san is an ordinary human, she could never defeat a shadow, even if she's the most proficient warrior in the world. If she ever encountered a shadow on her own, Kikuno-san would face immediate death. And yet, she smiles warmly as she answers me.
There are more ways to deal with shadows than the direct method. We've never met in person, but I was involved in the operation to rescue you last time. We all do whatever we can to the best of our abilities to fulfill the roles we've been given. That is what it means to fight.
Wow, she's a true professional.
To be honest, I don't understand. True, Kikuno-san is helping us by piloting the helicopter for us. But if that's all it took, then someone could easily program me with the ability to fly the helicopter. And then there would be no need for Kikuno-san to be exposed to the danger of having to join us this operation.
I see.
I can't think of any other words to say, and I look away from her. I end up meeting Ken-kun's eyes and feel a little awkward.
It's no use. He's not picking up. This is so important. Why now?
Didn't he say that his battery ran out? I guess his is the next story we'll be doing, so I guess we'll see. Yukari-san puts her phone down her phone and turns to us again. Everyone's attention returns to getting up to speed on the current situation.
Oh well. We'll just have to begin our search on our own.
You know, Kikuno-san, I'm surprised you knew where we were without having to contact us at all.
I traced the GPS signals from your cell phones. We're still partners with the police force, so it's no problem to do that in an emergency. Then again, we've just seen how even that doesn't always help.
You mean about Junpei-san?
It's like he's going out of his way to inconvenience us.
Yukari-san sighs with an exasperated expression. As I reflect that this Junpei-san appears to be something of an odd person, Kikino-san taps her armrest as if remembering something.
Oh dear, I almost forgot. Labrys-san, please review these documents until we arrive at our destination.
With that, Kikino-san hands me a folder.
Fuka-san asked me to tell you about this, but under the circumstances, would you please look through the material on your own?
As I flip through the documents in the thick file, I notice that certain names appear again and again. Mitsuru, Akihiko, and the names of everyone here. What is this?
It's a summary of the activities that took place 3 years ago.
3 years ago? You must mean... I see. Whoever's behind what's going on is definitely connected to those events.
3 years ago refers to the incident leading to Mitsuru-san and the other rest meeting each other. I haven't had the chance to go over it in detail, but supposedly it's the case that became the impetus for Mitsuru-san to establish the Shadow Operatives. And the bonds that they formed among each other, they were nurtured through the battles that they took part in back then. Such a deep connection looks radiant into my eyes. I decide that's important that I learn more about what happened then, as important as learning more about who, or whatever is behind the events going on now. If I just wanted information on it, I could easily just transfer that data directly into my memory. But by actively reading it like this, I will be able to understand what happened. Her thoughtfulness of treating me as the same as a person makes me happy. Kikino-san glances at me once more and nods slightly, as if in approval.
I think it looks good on you. A proper appearance is important when going out on a grand stage.
Does she mean the uniform I'm wearing? Oh, I get it. She must have been the one who prepared the Yasagami uniform that Kurosawa-san gave me. Her sudden compliment is a little embarrassing, but I can't help but smile. I mean, this uniform. To me, it's proof of my connection to Yukon and his friends.
Thanks.
And plus, we already had the bust up with you in that uniform available. And that's how you look in the actual battle sprites, so we had to come up with a reason for you to wear that again. Kikino-san reacts with a small smile, and produces some other items.
Yukari-san, Ken-san, I have acquired evokers and suitable weapons for you.
Wow, thank you! This would be the best for me.
Ken-kun takes a spear from Kikino-san and sits back with a satisfied expression. The spear is longer than Ken-kun is tall. They seemed confident. Wouldn't such a weapon be too unwieldy for him to handle?
Kikino-san, what is this?
I like that we aren't, like, adjusting, keeping the spear the same length. We're adjusting it so it's still even bigger than Ken is. Kikino-san hands Yukari-san what appears to be a large pink bow that perfectly matches the suit she's wearing. Upon seeing it, Yukari-san looks baffled.
It's the ultimate arrow! It's so pink.
I acquired reference material from the publisher and had it made. Don't worry, it's more functional than the prop on your show.
I'm pretty sure that makes it the best bow ever created, but...
In actual combat, I thought that using a form factor you're comfortable with would be best.
Also, it matches the outfit.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you to have a logical explanation like that.
Was my arrangement unnecessary?
Yeah, it was unnecessary. No, it's fine.
I like it. Can I see it for a moment?
He's blushing. As Ken-kun reaches towards the bow with interest, I sense the helicopter tilt slightly to the side.
We're circling around. Please hang on to something.
The helicopter leans more sharply as Kikino-san speaks. It seems that we need to take on more fuel before we reach Inaba. I reflect on Elizabeth's words as I look down at the view spreading out below us. It reminds me of that mysterious sea-like place. Alright, let's go see... Oh, we're still going. Okay. The air in the helicopter is heavy. Upon reaching the last known location of Mitsuru-san and the others, we immediately see that the guardrail's broken, as if a car smashed through it. We look down the cliff and discover a black vehicle below. Unmistakably, Mitsuru-san's limousine. No, there were no skid marks on the road that indicated braking, and the car's body is severely damaged. It appears that it hadn't been going at a very high rate of speed when it hit the barrier. Everyone paled in an instant, and we were all at a loss for words. The driver was the only person in the vehicle, and though he was injured, there were no traces of blood from anyone other than him in the car. We wondered for a moment if the others had been able to leave the vehicle on their own. But if they had, they would have tried to contact us. It seemed odd that they were left unconscious and injured. Left an unconscious and injured man behind. Furthermore, there are no footprints around the vehicle at all. We did another search for their GPS signal, but there were no signs of their whereabouts. That left us with only one conclusion.
I hate to think about it, but does this mean that they've been captured?
Let us be optimistic and assume that they're still alive. If they were captured, then the enemy values their lives and will do no harm. We do have a chance.
I carried the injured driver from the bottom of the cliff back up to the road. Hikino-san requested a vehicle to transport him to the hospital under the Kirijo family's care. Hikino-san made this decision, since we wouldn't have been able to explain what happened to a normal ambulance. Also, it's possible that the people from public safety would take him away if we reported this to the authorities. Hikino-san asked the personnel who arrived with the transport to try and ask the driver about what happened when he regained consciousness. That will likely be difficult, however. If this is similar to what happened last time, the driver would have no memories of the events, much like the people who captured me and transported me to Inaba last time. However, there's no guarantee that the same had happened to the limousine driver. Not long after, we were back in the helicopter, which takes us to where we are now. To be honest, everyone's at a loss about how bad the situation is. Ken-kun tries to change the topic in an attempt to divert us from our worries.
It's amazing that you know how to pilot a helicopter, Kikuno-san. I heard that it's hard to hover in the mountains. Did you train for that?
Only a couple of years ago, but I have taken part in an assault operation involving a helicopter.
Eh? Assault operation?
You were in an assault with a helicopter? Where?
Just a high school dormitory.
What?
Huh? Oh yeah, I remember that.
I decided to learn how to pilot in the event that if someone attempted the same move, I would be able to respond properly.
My understanding has been renewed. It seems that being a maid is a very serious and very difficult occupation. Sorry, what are they recalling? What is this about a helicopter and a dormitory? I don't remember. Maybe the assault on the dorms at the start of Persona 3? By the Shadows? What are they talking about? I cannot remember what they're talking about at all.
Oh, damn. Well, I finally got in touch with Junpei. I don't know why, but he's already at Yasuo Inaba Station, so I told him to stay there. In any case, we should head to Inaba too. We might find some kind of clue there.
Whoever did this must be the same person who kidnapped Labrys-san. It's unthinkable anyone else would be able to do that. The question is what he intends to accomplish by kidnapping them.
Ken-kun flips through the reports on the events of the case up until now, seemingly lost in thought. What does it begin by kidnapping Mitsuru-san this time? At that moment, heavy static flickers across the video display within the helicopter. Isn't that the same P4 static? Oh, okay.
While the weak disappear. Tonight,
Did we watch this again? Damn, I think we only watched this twice, and we haven't watched this one in a couple of weeks, so.
Is waiting to descend upon the ring. P1 fans, are you ready? Are you ready?
Time to let loose an all-out war!
The contestants in the previous P1 Grand Prix have returned for another tournament, right on the heels of the last one. These warriors will create another legend here at the world-shattering P1 Ring! These are battles of honor, battles of will. Sparks will fly. Some fight for pride, some fight for glory. Will this be decided by pure muscle, or will a battle of wits determine the outcome? Things are heating up! Tonight, who will win the title of champion? Who will be crowned with the winner's wreath? Whose tale of glory will resound for generations? All that remains are the dreams dreams of the warriors. As the Grand Prix plunges into its final chapter, the P1 Climax is...
barely getting started!
Yeah, it's still a fun cutscene.
Hey, what was that just now? Weren't those the Persona users in Inaba? It showed Mitsuru-senpai and the others, too.
I read the case records. If I recall correctly, was that the Midnight Channel that was being broadcast in Inaba? I was on it too, but it wasn't like that last time.
All of us in the helicopter are utterly confused. Who would broadcast something like that and why? The P1 Climax. It's obviously a continuation of the fighting tournament. Suddenly the monitor switches to another feed. Teddy? Or sorry, I should say General Teddy.
Have you been well, Labi-chan?
General Teddy? But I thought I already...
General Teddy. In the recent P1 Grand Prix, the one calling itself General Teddy turned out to be my own shadow. I accepted my shadow and gained the power to use a persona. But if he's on the screen again, then... General Teddy ignores my confusion and continues.
There's no way I'd go away so easily. I mean, a P1 without me is like a tuna sandwich without the tuna.
He can hear us? Isn't he that weird Persona user named Teddy?
No, he must be the General Teddy who hosted the fighting tournament last time. The record said he'd been eliminated, though. General Teddy, where did you take Mitsuru-san and the others? If you don't give us a good answer, you're gonna pay!
It's past your bedtime, Cubby. If you're gonna keep giving me lip, I'm not going to explain anything.
Explain?
That's right. I mean, the three of you are very important guest stars in the P1 Climax, after all. So you'll participate, of course, right?
What? What are you after?
If you value the lives of the hostages, you yapping pup, you don't have any choice but to participate.
Huh?
The P1 Climax. It's the end of the world. One-on-one deathmatch that's worthy of the name Climax. And best of all, if you don't win the one-on-one tournament to the finish within the hour, the world will end. No punches pulled this time. I'll make myself clear so that no one misunderstands. This will not be taking place within the TV world. It will, in fact, take place in the reality which you occupy. Enjoy it while you can. Alrighty then. Time to show off how that special stage is going.
Oh, must be the footage of, yeah. It's still so funny that they decided to crucify them in the original P3, and now we're doing it again. And also how the cord conveniently covers up Akihiko-san's nipples.
Was that Mitsuru-senpai?
Sanada-san, Aiga-san, and Fuka-san too!
What will be the fate of our captured queen and her loyal minions? Oh, and this is a no-fly zone. We don't have any room in the parking lot for that thing, so you'd better start walking to the battleground. As a little incentive, Persona! Kintoki Doji! Throw him a tomahawk!
Uh-oh. That last command from General Teddy, the monitor turns off. After a moment of silence, Kikuno-san shouts from the cockpit.
An alarm? No. There really is a missile coming our way. Evasive maneuvers. Brace yourselves.
A missile? Ah!
As soon as Kikuno-san shouts, the helicopter makes a sharp turn and we're all thrown to the side. There's a deafening roar and the helicopter shakes madly, but recovers.
Are we hit? It barely missed, but there's a good chance that it will still detonate.
It exploded! Wait, it's a firework?
And then, oh my gosh. Alright. In the moments right after the explosion, General Teddy's face was drawn in the night sky with the colorful sparks. Didn't even manage to capture his image, taunting us with his tongue sticking out.
He obviously missed on purpose. It was most likely fired from the direction of Inaba.
That is not funny at all! Is he trying to start a war or something?
Wait, there's something in the distance. It's huge!
I'll zoom in.
No way. This is just like...
Tartarus.
I'm sorry to do this, but I have to withdraw before we're shot down.
But we've come so far!
If they fire another one at us, I won't be able to dodge again. Even if it's only a firework, a direct hit can still bring us down.
Hold on, Kikuno-san. Can you drop low enough somewhere so we can get out?
There's no way. If we land, we'll be sitting ducks.
We don't have to land, we just have to get close enough so we can jump.
No, once we're out, you get out of here. You don't need to land.
What are you saying?
Please, do it! Don't worry. Remember, General Teddy asked us to come on foot. We'll manage somehow.
Understood. I'm looking for a landing site. There appears to be a large shopping center nearby.
Every day is great at your Junas.
Labrys-san, please take this. It may be of use.
Micro stick
the data
duo.
that was taken from the Ergonomics Research Laboratory's top secret files. The
Sounds like some sort of
creator's name is
proprietary,
Shuji
like, micro SD card style. Micro stick duo. Like, almost looks like two micro SD cards stuck together.
The file name was Project Puppet Master. I'm not entirely sure if that's a code or a description of the project.
Puppet Master? Could that be something to do with me and Aegis?
I was only able to decrypt a portion of it, but it seems to be data on an experiment involving a plume of dusk.
An experiment with a plume of dusk. So, why are you giving this to me?
It may assist you in determining the enemy's identity. Actually, I found traces of an unauthorized attempt to access this file from outside of the Ergo Research Network.
Huh.
I investigated this and found that the requests made to break in originated from this vicinity, likely from within Inaba itself.
Huh? So someone in Inaba knew about that research before all this started and was looking for it?
The firewall prevented the intruder from accessing the file, but the attempted hacker didn't even try to cover their tracks.
What? Who would do this?
It was only in fragments, but the name Sho Minazuki appears many times in those files.
Who is he?
I'll contact you once we crack the encryption, but in case it becomes difficult to transfer the data to you, I'll give you a copy.
Then I'll download that data into myself and take a look at the parts that you've managed to decrypt.
That would be for the best.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Okay, interesting. I wonder if that relates at all to the true ending. Because it feels like there's still a little bit more going on here. It feels like there's still somebody in the shadows that hasn't quite revealed themselves when it comes to show and everything.
We'll be over at Junes Shopping Center in a moment. Everyone, prepare to disembark.
Hold on, over there. Isn't there someone on the rooftop?
Oh! What are you doing here?
That's impossible!
Huh? What's wrong?
It's... Ikutsuki.
Huh? No way!
Shuji Ikutsuki? Yeah, why is he here? Helicopter suddenly attacked from an unexpected direction, and the vehicle sways alarmingly. That wasn't another missile. Look again, I see another shape standing near the figure on the rooftop. I knew it.
We're under attack by a persona!
That doesn't make any sense. According to the record, Shuji Ikutsuki was never able to use a persona. Is that man on the roof truly this Ikutsuki person?
The enemy's preparing for another attack.
Incoming! Little persona!
Aren't they under attack from Sho Minazuki?
What? I didn't even use my evoker yet.
Yeah, they're realizing this whole place is like the TV world. So you don't need to use your vote for this.
This is what? What was that?
Shadow Labrys?
Yukari-san, he's winding up for another one. We're getting off, Koromaru.
It seems you're always taking on the responsibility of saving others, Yukari-san.
Seriously, it's like, again, really? But I'll take this one. After all, I save the world on a weekly basis.
Yukari-san, everyone, please, save Lady Mitsuru.
Okay. Alright. Is this the end? That was a long one. That was a long one. There was a lot going on there. Oh no, we're still going. Okay. When I look back up at the red sky after landing, I see the helicopter gaining in altitude while maintaining its balance. Thanks to Kikuno-san's desperate resolve and her piloting skills, we managed to safely reach Inaba. I checked my surroundings once more while praying for Kikuno-san's safety. This is the Inaba branch of Junes, that department store chain. We're at the food court on its rooftop. Normally, there would be plenty of people here. But given the current situation, it's obviously deserted.
Where did he go?
Hey, Ken-kun, did you really see Ikutsuki here a moment ago?
Yes. I didn't see him clearly, but there's no way I could have mistaken him.
That's impossible. I mean, Shuji Ikutsuki is...
At the very
Dead.
least, it looks like he's not nearby. We can't let our guard down yet, though.
Threw himself off the
Koromaru
building,
and
in
I are
fact.
going to continue looking for him. If that really was Ikutsuki, there's no doubt that he's involved in this case.
That's true. Can you and
That's a little bit
Koro-chan
different
go
than the
after that guy
P3
from earlier?
playthrough. They jumped down onto the top of Junes, but that was because... But that was also when Sho confronted Naoto.
But that person
Or
seems to be
Minazuki,
using
rather.
a persona. Won't it be dangerous for you two going off on your own?
Don't you worry about me and Koromaru. Even if we run into something we can't defeat, we'll find a way out of it.
And honestly, it's faster for us to split up. I am a bit worried, but I'm gonna believe in you guys. So I'll head to the station and get Junpei. It didn't seem like he'd figured out the situation yet.
Huh? Weren't you talking to him on the phone earlier?
I was, but that idiot's phone ran out of batteries or something while we were still talking. But even if I can't rely on him to keep his phone charged, he's still good in a fight. So I have to meet up with him.
I see. He seems like kind of a goofball.
Right? He's always been so useless.
Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Right? He's always been so useless.
Huh? Did I say something funny?
No, not really.
Not really.
Just an
It
awkward
sounded
laugh.
like you were actually kind of fond of him.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, I think you're right. What about you, Labrys? What'll you do?
Huh?
I hope Mitsuru-san and the others are okay. Could you please go right to that tower? We'll head over there too as soon as we can.
Right. It's decided then. Labrys, you head to that tower. Oh, also, something felt off when I summoned my persona earlier. You might want to be careful.
You felt it too? It was like, well, it felt like the evoker wasn't working, didn't it?
Yeah, it might be that we can summon our personas without our evokers.
In any case, we should get moving. If what General Teddy said is true, we don't have much time to spare.
Mm-hmm, got it. If anything happens, let's meet at the bottom of the tower. Be careful, both of you.
Wait for us, Mitsuru-san.
Okay. Speaking of Junpei, we should go and see what he's up to, and then I think that'll be good for today. Keep him working at the rest of the... We'll get rest through the rest of the P3 stuff probably on Tuesday. Or most of it anyway. But yeah, let's check in with Junpei, see what he's up to, and then we'll wrap it up for today. So this chapter is called Junpei's Dreams. Oh, hello.
it's obvious who the game's MVP will be. The man whose Grand Slam won it in the ninth, Junpei Iori. First off, I'd like to congratulate your team on winning the WBC.
Thank you very much.
What was going through your mind as you entered that batter's box for that last at-bat?
My only thought was how I would lead my team to victory.
Ah, so it's your great focus that led to this result. Still, that was an amazing home run.
All I can say is I got lucky with that hit.
That swing at the critical moment, I got so excited I almost forgot to give the play-by-play.
The ball went a lot farther than I thought it would. I'm very pleased with the result.
Wow, you're so modest. No wonder they call you the ace slugger, Junpei. By the way, is there anyone you'd like to dedicate this victory to?
Well, I'd like to dedicate that Grand Slam to my precious girl who's always supported me through thick and thin.
Hey, Union.
I know that I can be a burden on you. I'm not the greatest, but will you marry me?
Yasso Inaba.
Huh?
End of the line. Yasso Inaba.
Sorry, sir, but this is the end of the line.
Oh, I was dreaming.
Good old Junpei. Thanks so much for waking me up right at the best part. I step off the train at an unfamiliar station in the countryside with a little resentment towards the station worker. Let's see here. Man, that's a tough name to make out. How am I supposed to pronounce that? Oh, it's written out beneath the kanji.
Oh, it's Yasso Inaba. Wait, where is this? Huh. Let's see what the shuttle train schedule is.
I can't tell if Junpei is the most lucky or unlucky person alive. I check the train schedule and feel myself slipping into despair. Seriously? There aren't any more trains leaving the station? What's this? That was the final train for tonight?
I've really done it now.
The great feeling I'd had only a moment ago withers away at once. What the hell, man? Why'd this happen? Let's see, I worked a full shift at my job today, and the kids had a game after that, so... I assume he means he's helping out with kids, yeah.
If you get a hit, you'll be a hero. Are you gonna try for a home run?
It's the afternoon before a long holiday weekend. Normally I'd be busy with my part-time job and top-secret missions. But on days off, I transform into an excellent coach for a boys' baseball team. It's our first game in a while, so I want to make sure these kids win somehow. Game's coming to an end, and we're one run away from tying up the score. I'm talking with Goro, our cleanup hitter, who's getting too much of a swelled head over his position to actually focus on the game. Even if he could get a clean hit, he'll never be able to do it like this.
Of course I am. You made me the cleanup hitter after all. I'm making this a home run, no matter what.
Watch your mouth, kid, or you'll scare the ball away. Now listen up. Don't try to act cool. Just play like you normally would. The team's counting on you.
Goro stops boasting and turns towards the bench. The other kids are cheering Goro at the top of their lungs.
Goro, keep your eye on the ball. You can hit it. The pitcher's totally freaked out.
See, a hero doesn't just hit homers all the time. Even if you mess up, there's guys behind you waiting to help. Now loosen up and do your best.
Gotcha.
Goro's face loses the gruff facade he's been wearing and begins to focus. There we go. That's how it should be.
Thanks, Junpei.
Hey, you're supposed to call me Coach, a screwball. Make sure you stay loose.
I'll finish off by giving him a hard smack on his butt with my bat before sending him off into the batter's box. Goro keeps his eye on the ball and lands a direct hit, sending the ball flying out past the outfielders. All right, we're tied. Goro's standing on second base with a huge grin waving to us. But we ended up losing in the end, and all the kids cried. I cried too, of course. Oh well, it happens. At least the kids have grown closer as a team, so that's good enough for me.
That was so close, guys. You almost won. All right, let's start practicing again tomorrow. Now, I want you all to remember this at least. If you all work together, you'll never be beat. Okay, we're done for today.
After the game, I said some final words as their coach. If you all work together, you'll never be beat. And that was that. Man, even I think that's an awesome speech. Oh yeah. Thinking back on it now, I'm honestly proud I came up with it. Bet the kids are still carrying that moment around in their heads.
Yeah, I'm such an awesome coach. It's really worthwhile volunteering for a kids team even after working the night shift.
Well, at least he seems to be a hardworking adult. Because I'm still just underage, I'm not an official member of Mitsuru Senpai's Shadow Operatives. I've been playing a very active part in some of the investigations. I got sent out from time to time to check on scenes where low-level shadow rings have been detected. Yeah, the missions are pretty plain, but I'm satisfied with them in my own way. And again, when I do get sent out, most of the time it's nothing at all. But just like I told the kids, it's about putting out a consistent effort every day. That goes for anything. It's not like I get these missions every day, so in the meantime, I spend a lot of time at my part-time jobs. Even though it's kids' baseball, renting fields and paying for rides to away games gets surprisingly expensive. Oh, he's renting the fields himself. Probably next weekend. I think I'm going to be able to get through most of the rest of the main doors this weekend, but I'll probably end up finishing, like, you know, the fights against the party members and the final boss, probably, not this weekend, but the next weekend. And then there's also Joker and everything. So that'll probably also be a stream. But I think I'll get through, like, the main rest of the doors, this weekend. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it'll probably be next weekend that I finish it up. But that's about right. Because that'll give us, like, what, a weekend or two until ReFantazio comes out. So, I don't know. We'll just find something fun to do for, like, a couple of weekends. I gave up on that dream, but I love teaching baseball to kids. It's really fun.
Man, it's like I'm finally starting to enjoy my youth after all this time. Crap, I'm starting to feel sleepy.
Interesting. That'll be fun, then. I'm on the hardest difficulty, too. I'll have to make some preparations for him, I guess. Not this week, but next week, probably. And that leads to where I am right now. Not only did I completely miss my stop, but I can't even get back home. It's quite tight squeeze here.
How did I just fall asleep like that? I can't believe I slept through so many stops either. Seriously.
I decided to leave the station for the time being. There's some basic vending machines outside, and nothing else. That's actually kind of impressive. Ah, crap, this is real bad. If something doesn't happen soon, it looks like I'm gonna end up sleeping outside.
Well, what the heck am I gonna do now? I guess I better call somebody and hope.
I pull out my phone to call up anyone I can think of so I can get a ride out of here. But, surprise, it's not on. I pray that the battery didn't die while I was on the train and hold the power button. And it turns on. No, the battery's in the red. I might not be able to make a single call at this point. Things never turn out well when they're this bad, but suddenly my ringtone echoes out in this empty place.
Oh. Hello?
Finally! Hey, Junpei, what were you doing? I've been calling you this whole time.
It's Yuka-tan. How long has she been trying to call me? Maybe she got dumped by her boyfriend and needs a shoulder to cry on or something? Wait, does she even have a boyfriend? She sounds like really pissed for some reason. Meh. She's almost always like this after all. The most important thing right now is charging this phone.
Oh, hey, Yuka-tan. Can we not talk about that now? My battery's about to die. Hey, what's that noise in the background? It's super loud.
Your phone's about to die? What's wrong with you? Mitsuru Senpai, Akihiko, Fuka, and Aigis have gone missing. We're in a helicopter to find them.
They're missing? A helicopter?
We've looked in tons of places for them, but we can't find them. Anyway, where are you right now, Junpei?
Sorry, I'm snacking on something. Hold on a second. This doesn't make any sense at all. Mitsuru Senpai and the others went missing, and now Yuka-tan's in a helicopter trying to find them? This is too information all at once. I turned around to check the name of the station again.
Somewhere called Yasoina something? I fell asleep on the train and missed my stop, and now I'm stuck out in the boonies.
You're at Yaso Inaba Station? Why?
Huh? Why is she so surprised? I don't even know why I'm here. Okay, fine. It's because I slept through my stop.
Crap, Yucatan, the battery's going.
Fine, just wait there. We'll come get you. I'm with Kenkun and Koro-chan, and we've got Labrys here too. She's Aigis' sister.
Huh? What was that? Lahu? Well, whatever. I'll just find a convenience store and...
And the phone died. I consider what to do now. Then again, I'm worried about Mitsuru-senpai too. I'll just have to buy a cheap charger at a gas station or something and call Yucatan back. This may be out in the boonies, but there's gotta be a convenience store open around here. I start walking along the road in search of an open store. After walking for some time, I finally see a familiar lighted sign in the distance. Mayo Mart.
Nice, just what I wanted. I'm starving too, so maybe I should get myself something to eat.
Finally, with some relief over finding a store, my step grows lighter. That's when the lights suddenly go out.
Don't tell me they're closed. What kind of convenience store isn't open 24/7 these days?
No, that's not right. It's not just a convenience store. All the streetlights and lights in the houses have gone out as well. And somehow the people I saw inside the store have all vanished too. More strange, it didn't get pitch black out. Everything's still illuminated a hazy red light. Is this Fog?
What the hell?
Well, I imagine he's walking into town from the station. So it's probably fairly close to the actual, like, outskirts of the town. But it's, like, probably not, like, super convenient. I mean, he only walked a little ways from the station, so... There's something familiar about the sight of this town suddenly falling silent. Not quite right to call it nostalgic, but that crazy thing that should have stopped 3 years ago. It's the dark hour. Talk about deja vu. The first time I experienced the dark hour back then, I was in a convenience store. Akihiko-senpai rescued me that time.
Oh, there you are, Junpei.
Very familiar voice. A voice from behind me makes me turn around and I see a girl dressed all in pink. Is that Yucatan? What's gotten into her? She's dressed rather odd, but there's no mistaking her voice. Yucatan stops a short distance away from me and glares. He looks pissed. Is it because I left the station after she told me to wait there? Even then, she seems way too angry.
Hey, Yucatan! I'm making an effort at least, so... But hey, Mitsuru-senpai's gone missing? What's going on?
Damn, she's really pissed. Steady, Junpei. Okay. When you're pitching into a real hard case, you need to throw outside the strike zone. Just to test the waters. Throw them off their game and see how they react, right? Yeah, I'm a genius.
So, you look great, huh? Is that your, feather pink outfit? Are you doing an autograph tour out here? Come meet the Feathermen.
I tried throwing my best curveball, but she just still looks just as mad. Oh, crap.
You never shut up, do you? You're nothing but a minor character. A mook, a minion, a loser. Just die and let the world have your body back?
Hey, what? Aren't you being crueler than usual?
Ugh! It's time for your punishment! Bring on the ring!
You're a quick learner for an idiot. No wonder you're a member of the Shadow Operatives.
I look around and search for the source of his voice and see a television dangling from the telephone pole. With a hat? What is that? A round body, a doofy hat, a cap, and a cane? Is this some local station cartoon mascot that I don't know about? He's saying something about a General Teddy. What, that's his name? And why would a TV be hanging from a pole like that?
Who the hell are you? I don't know what's going on, so you better explain yourself. If this is some prank show, it's not funny.
You really are a yappy idiot. Now let's begin Operation World the one-on-one P1 Climax!
P1 Climax?
I'm not in the mood to drag this out, so I'll just give a short rundown. The rules are simple. Win and you get to move on. Lose and you're stuck here.
Huh? You mean I have to fight Yucatan?
Oh, you really are a pain in the ass. If you're not gonna do this, then hurry up and die. Here we go! Persona!
A gust of wind blows and I recognize Yukatan's persona before me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not only are we fighting, but we're doing it with our personas? That doesn't make any sense. I don't even have my evoker with me. When I look back at Yucatan, she's already got her bow drawn and pointed at me. Man, she looks completely ready for this.
Whoa, hold on, Featherpink. We can talk this out. I mean, you shouldn't be pointing that at people. Ah!
My desperation pleads in vain, and Yucatan shoots an arrow at me with no hesitation. I managed to dodge away just in time. Nice aim. I mean, wait.
Stop moving around, Junpei. Just give up now and let me kill you.
What the hell did I do to deserve this? Looks like I'm just gonna have to run. While avoiding the arrows raining down on me, I start a mad dash towards the train station.
Ow! What the heck?
That's what I said! Only the victor can leave the area. Now hurry up and get this fight started!
I hope you're prepared. Face me, evildoer. You're no match for Featherpink. Strike out batter.
Strikeout batter? What the hell does that mean? Did I get promoted from a generic bad guy to a villain out of the blue? Well, I guess I'll just have to fight a bit and pray that that's enough to knock Yucatan back to her senses.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. How dare you, Featherman? I, Lord Junpei, will strike you down.
All right. (1993). Junpei would be 27 years old.
Finally! Fight!
Alright. I kind of like the way Junpei plays. I've seen him his moves before, and I kind of like how he plays.
The Mook wins! Keep that up and keep winning!
Who are you calling a mook? Wait, Yucatan!
Poor Junpei has no idea what the hell is going on. The red pillars shatter and Yucatan suddenly starts melting away like a black piece of candy. Just then, what looks like golden grains of sand fly up in the air and flow across the sky. That costume guy in the mirror monitor disappeared. That mean the invisible walls I ran into are gone now too? Maybe.
What was that just now? It wasn't a dream, right? I slept a ton on the train after all.
Pinch myself and look around. Ow. The lights are still out in the city and there's no one around. Could this really be the Dark Hour? The way that Yucatan disappeared seems familiar too.
Was that a shadow?
Then that was a fake Yucatan? Convenience store's lights went out right around midnight, I think. Past midnight. Reminds me of the Dark Hour that was our battlefield 3 years ago.
Did the Dark Hour come back?
At the stroke of midnight, the world seemingly stops in time and the world becomes a place where only persona-using people like us can move around. During that time, people disappear and shadows show up instead. Normal people don't even notice that this time exists. At the very least, this situation sure looks a lot like the Dark Hour.
But wait a sec. How'd I use my persona without an evoker?
Those with potential like us are able to summon personas by resolving ourselves to death. But in order to acquire the trigger for such resolve, we usually use these things called evokers that are shaped like guns. During that fight, I was just able to summon my persona, friggin' Mistis, just by thinking about it in my head. It feels more dangerous in the Dark Hour. If that's the case, then this Could this disappearance of Mitsuru Senpai and the rest be related to this phenomena?
Is that General Teddy guy behind this? We'd better step barefully.
My costume too told me to keep winning, but I don't know anything about this town. Well, just standing around here isn't gonna do me any good, I guess. I guess I should head back to that station for now. That's where the real Yucatan told me to wait.
Let's see here. Which way was it?
I start walking back the way I came, but something's obviously wrong. I mean, I don't think it took me this long to get from the station to the store. And it might just be because of the fog, but the street poles and streets look distorted. The maze has changed every time you look at it. That itself reminds me of the past. Was that a girl who needs help? Somebody might be getting attacked by something similar to that monstrous Yucatan. I mean, that monster that looked like Yucatan. If that really was a shadow, then there's no way I can ignore this. I'm the Shadow Operatives' lethal weapon, after all. I look towards where I heard the sounds coming from and see a giant shopping center. It's like you'd find in the suburbs. The sign says, Juness.
Oh, hey, I know that store. Every day's great.
I don't remember that place from a moment ago, but I'm positive that I heard that girl's scream come from here. She needs me to rescue her.
Hang on, I'm coming! Shadow Operative Junpei Iori is on the scene!
I force open the stuck automatic door with my hands and almost trip over a number of things while I run to the building. This is probably a trap, isn't it? Is it gonna throw a to be continued at me? Yeah, it is. Oh, okay. Alright. I think that's enough for today. Ooh, Margaret. Interesting. Why is Margaret a thing? Interesting. Yep, I think that's enough for now. Ooh, we'll go ahead and work on this some more next Tuesday. Some interesting stuff going on. It's interesting that they're trying to bring back Yakutsuki in some capacity. Where, like, so much of the story is based off of him and his experiments for Ultimax. He was always kind of a weird villain in the original Fez. A twist villain with no real build-up, and no discernible real goals. Other than just to kind of blow up the world, which isn't that interesting, you know? No, he was a very one-note villain. Kind of an interesting character because of the twist thing, but other than that, didn't have really much going on with him. Same with Strega. Both P3's like main antagonists are like kind of meh. Maybe because like the real like threat is like the looming threat of death or whatever, you know? In P3, and that's the main struggle of the game. So it's hard to like, I guess maybe find a main antagonist that can embody that well. Like Nyx does, but it's almost like a force of nature and stuff, you know? It's not a person. I don't know, Strega never did a good job at like explaining its values. And Yakutsuki was like a villain for such a short time, and you didn't really get to know why he like was the way he was too much. So it's kind of like, eh? Like, oh, suddenly this guy is crazy. Okay, whatever. That sucks. Oh, Mitsuru's dad died. Oh, that sucks. Everybody's kind of in a funk for the next little while here. That sucks. Like, there wasn't, like, a ton going on with Yakutsuki, you know? It almost feels like just something that kind of happens out of nowhere. I don't know. There are hints of it, you know, with Yakutsuki, but like, because he's a twist villain, it's never outright. You don't get to really know him too well. before he like just suddenly turns, and you don't get to know too much about his motivations after. Anyway, I think that's enough for right now. See you guys back again on Saturday. I guess I'll probably have to play a little bit of Reload today, so that way I don't have to do it all tomorrow, right before stream on Saturday. So, yeah. I will hopefully see you guys again Saturday. Gonna keep working on episode, I guess. Get through the rest of the doors, hopefully. Get through all the flashbacks. And yeah. Yeah, hopefully see you there. Thanks for hanging out, Union. Anybody lurking, watching back on the VOD. Jeppo, Nash, Semo, Yuki, Lorenzo, Nightmare, Rakira, Bruce Jones. Hope you guys all have a good one. Hopefully see you later. But, in case I don't see you, hope you guys have a good afternoon, good evening, good night. See you guys. I am just finishing up stream. Sorry, Kojo. But I hope you have a good rest of your day. You are very late. Sorry.